Hello, everyone, and welcome to Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frost Maiden, Episode 3. We are here on our very third Yulith episode to bring you more icy ice. I don't know. I don't have a good intro here. It's fine. Some things to mention before we get into, all the talking and hanging out and being a bunch of cool people is that Roll20Con is coming up, and you should be ready for it. It's 23rd to 25th of October this month. 2 weeks. It's like 2 weeks from now. Is it two? It's 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks from now.
What is time?
Yeah, what is time? I don't know. So you should definitely be planning for that. Our group does have like a confirmed time slot for some stuff we're gonna do. I'm not gonna talk about what specifically it will be, but at 12:30 PT, we on which day is it? The 23rd, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, on the Friday.
We will be doing a thing for Roll20Con. So
A show.
be aware.
I'm so excited at the prospect of playing with you guys.
The other thing to
Me
mention
too.
is that our giveaway code for this week is #BigLove, and we're raffling off copies of Rime of the Frostmaiden, obviously. And I believe that if we get some donations towards our Code 2040 campaign, that there will be more to raffle off, like more codes to raffle off at the end of the show. So you can see above me, there's like a Code 2040 banner. You should definitely check that out and tip towards that. Every $100 towards that, we give away more codes. So
More codes.
Please do that.
Get back things from giving to charity.
Yes.
Win a thing. Play a game. On Roll20.
All right, I think, and remind me if I'm wrong, Dave, or anyone else who has been curating these things, but I think I've got most of the housekeeping out of the way.
That's my list.
Yeah, I mean, I used your list, Dave. So it's if it's not on your list, I didn't say it.
We did forget one thing.
Okay.
There's the new Roll20 feature, the reserve.
Oh right. Yeah. You wanna?
Where like every month, if you are a pro member, you'll be getting some content, like maps, token packs, or those kinds of things. Just to kind of add to your library. That are normally custom, I think, or maybe sometimes are deals with people on the marketplace. This one are some interactive maps of, what are they called? Feylight Forest and Darkswell Caverns, which both sound like World of Warcraft dungeons to me.
They kind of do. Yeah, I'm into that. It's a good vibe.
Yeah, so if you are a pro, remember, go and find that and just get it, because you can have it now.
Yeah.
Free.
Pro. Reserves. You want them.
I got it. Oh, and I clicked it earlier.
I also have it. I have a lot of stuff. So.
Me too.
Cool. All right. Well, now that I've done the awkward, here are the things I need to actually go through when I start shows, so that I don't look like an unprofessional nerd, we can begin the unprofessional part, which is Dave. How's your week?
Did you hit local record?
I did, actually, yeah. I haven't forgotten that a single time since the first 3 times that I did.
That's fine. That's fine then. I still feel like I should remember it every week, but if I don't have to. So, what was I up to? I had a birthday yesterday. That was pretty alright.
Yes, Dave birthday.
Got some stuff. Got the star present, the star of the show.
The star of the show, a tiny skeleton.
Lego skeleton.
It's a skeleton Lego. It's a Skelego.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Everything in my life at the moment has been revolving around undead and skeletons.
Nothing
I
wrong
was
with
playing Medieval earlier. I got that. I've been working on some other stuff in another place. I don't know why I'm being so vague. I guess it's because I don't know if I'll ever finish it.
You're an enigma.
Yeah. The secret, it's an announcement of an intention to do something.
I mean,
It's not
my
super clear.
my immediate question about what I've just heard is that if you're playing Medieval, were you playing the remake or the
Yes.
the remake? Nice.
Yeah, they put it on the what's it called, PlayStation Now.
Oh, nice.
I really hope they do Medieval 2 as well, because that one is also great. But
That
more
one's
of a-
super weird, and I love it.
more of a weird one, yeah.
Just like, what if weird science, Victorian London, but not really steampunk, and mostly about skeletons and stuff.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
And
And we built
also-
a time machine at one point. I
And
think.
also there's a vampire, I think. And
you
the
get blunderbuss.
Yeah, time
Truly
machine.
the highest concept.
Yeah,
That's
really,
amazing.
It's really good. Really good. Highly recommend Medieval 2 if you get a chance. PS1 game.
Yeah, it was really fun.
How
What else have I
about
done?
how about
Baldur's Gate 3.
that too? Yeah.
Baldur's Gate 3, the pre-thingamabob style.
Early
The
access.
pre-thingamabob.
Early
yeah,
access,
the
thank
early
you,
That's what they
access.
call it.
That's the
Free
real
thingamabob.
words.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I was gifted a copy from a very generous fellow on Twitter.
I was also
Um,
gifted a copy. People are so nice.
Yeah, they are. And I got to the point with it where I realized I was playing it like it was going to be my actual playthrough, so I had to stop.
Yeah.
Because you know it's going to get wiped and stuff.
Yeah.
There's some really fun things in there. Do really weird stuff.
Okay, but the intro to that
Upsetting
game,
things, too.
the intro to that game is like, it basically just goes like, here is a bunch of shit happening to you that if you have no idea what, like, it doesn't start you in like a comfortable fantasy sort of way. It just goes like, I hope you like nautiloid spaceships in hell. You know, like
it's-
You don't
it's
wake up in the
incredibly
back of a
immediate.
cart
It's-
after having been knocked unconscious by something.
no, yeah.
I get that Skyrim reference.
It's just the heat is on immediately.
What upset me though about that game, the most upsetting thing I found, apart from all the bugs and obviously because it's
I mean, it's early access.
pretty sketchy at times,
It is, yeah.
was that it doesn't delineate between which kinds of spells things can learn. So I taught my wizard Guiding Bolt, and it's really strong, but it's upsetting.
Yeah, it's a little weird. So I imagine that will change.
I
Your
hope so.
wizard can cast Guiding Bolt, but you're a wizard.
It's like, what's the
Cleric?
point of Chromatic Orb if you can cast Guiding Bolt? It's balanced around the fact that that's their. I won't get into it. So,
I won't get into it. How about anybody else? Anything cool happening during your week? Friends, please.
Just now I realized the horns were a physical
Yes.
prop
Yeah.
They're a
on
thing. They're
game.
not a-
I thought they were like a snap
No,
filter
they're-
that was
No.
ported in, and then
They're
I just saw
horns.
you touch it, and I was like, oh. That's how my week is going.
Uh,
Good.
Gabe and I are doing another show together,
Yeah.
hanging out, being werewolves.
That was fun.
It was a lot of fun.
Chaos was fun.
We've got 3 more episodes left, and I don't know how this happened. I certainly didn't exactly intend for this to happen, but my character kind of ended up being. I play the youngest character in the show. I'm a
They're
teenager.
a teenager. The rest of us are like late 20s, 30s. I think one of us is like 50.
I'm 16, 17 years old. And somehow my butt is trying to get these adults in gear. It's like, y'all get it together. I don't know how it happened, but that's what's going on.
It's character generation. What are you gonna do?
The first full episode of like Into the Motherlands just happened
Yeah.
yesterday, which was a lot of fun. And literally I'm like sitting in chat and like writing my design notes at the same time, like, you know what, I guess I do actually need to know what this is. Oh, I guess that's important. Ah, crap, everyone's talking about the Elephant Man. All right, I guess I'll talk more about that. And this past week for the Friday table talk, it was a world building thing. So I sat with chat and we literally like built up a world of like biomes, locations, NPCs. And one of the regions was like a place where there's crystallized rain that falls down. And there's one city that actually harnesses it to sell it. And actually it's like a big trade company. There's also another area that has nightmare storms, which are as terrifying as it sounds.
Cool.
Yeah, the chat was incredibly creative and also a little terrifying.
Gosh,
You know-
I wonder if there'd be an opportunity at some point to expand on some of those, and maybe zoom in on some parts of it. What do you reckon?
Yeah,
Gabe's like,
Yeah.
of course.
yeah, let's do it.
So
I
that's
mean,
that's
that's the thing.
that's funny that you did it that way, like with chat, sort of. You know.
Yeah, the collaborative
sort of
storytelling.
Collaborative storytelling. Yeah. I got commissioned at one point to write a bunch of gods for a LARP, and I did the same thing. I was just like, chat, help me. I have a template. We need to fill this out like 8 times. Like I have a name and domains and nothing else. You
Yep.
know, like just fill it in.
The things that you never think of, but someone else
you
comes
never
up
think
with.
of it.
Oh my gosh!
It's
Someone
almost
was like,
as if group
a fog that-
creativity is like
yes.
Speaking of
Creative.
which, chat, we need a group name.
Yes.
No!
What?
I mean,
I think I actually don't disagree with this. I'm like
Really? I fine. I support it.
I mean,
I
I
support
mean,
it.
if they do a bad job, we don't have to use the
Yeah,
name.
exactly. We could just be like,
Abria's correct in that if they give us terrible names, we can just ignore them. But if they give us a gem, we can steal it and then take credit for it ourselves.
and they definitely
got-
won't have a problem with that.
If you
I've
do a
got
good
an-
job, I'll send you like a $5 Roll20 gift certificate.
There you go.
I've got the IP contract like written up. All I need, I have just a blank in there, and it's on my screen at all times, just in case. Just in case anyone gets there. I'm
But
just-
yeah, I
awesome.
mean, I'm into getting chat to help us with that because we had over the weekend we had a tweet from a wonderful viewer who was like, "Hey, all of you in this show tagged. I have no way to refer to you other than like that I hang out with you on
Tag every single one of you.
Tuesdays, you know, like
That's half the
so-
tweet is tagging you.
yeah.
Yep.
So we need a name so that we can like have a collective noun for, you know, Twitter and so on.
I think
This is day 3 in a row for me of D&D, and I'm not even mad. I'm very happy about that. I did Gary Con this weekend. It was a lot of fun.
Oh, nice.
yeah. I rolled with the Bria. It was a lot of fun.
it was so
It
fun.
was. I got to see her play Julia Childs. It was great.
What a weird flex.
It was so good.
Did you successfully manage to summon the ghost of Gary himself to be a party member?
And bind him.
Find him.
I just imagine Gary
Please
Con
do
is
not
like
bind Gary Gygax's spirit to
it's
anything.
just like an eldritch
You summon
ceremony
him in High
to bring
Gygaxian
it back. Yeah, exactly.
and bind him to your service like a reverse warlock.
Yeah.
You are
I don't know if I'm
now.
allowed to say that. D&D, is that okay?
They can't stop us.
Well,
There are a whole. Did you
They
expect?
don't know our true
you
name
guys
'cause
just
we don't have
witnessed
one
an
yet, so
attempted
we're fine.
murder on this stream. I just want you to know.
Lord, like, was there a telepathic voice you expected to hear in your head that was like, maybe? If it happens,
know.
run.
Less that like the telepathic voice is unsure. You would think they would have.
I have to check the contract.
you just hear
Contract.
the phantom noise of like dice hitting a table, like
The power of
That's-
icosahedrons compel you.
I tell you what, actually, that reminds me of. If any of you have read all the way through all the Goblin Slayer stuff,
no.
despite how horrifically problematic the intros of it are, you find out like 70 or chapters in or whatever,
Is this a spoiler?
it's a D&D game,
Oh, okay.
What are we talking about?
Goblin Slayer.
The anime
It's an anime. I think.
and manga.
I assumed it was an anime based on that Dave was talking about it.
Yeah. Yep.
I,
Anime.
I
and
feel
manga.
like the spoiler's okay because it's been like kind of 6 months since.
Oh,
Those
okay, we're just
episodes
giving
and
away
stuff.
large spoilers to things that
Well, because
people care about.
people might only watch the anime. That's why.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
Oh, my bad.
Good.
But it's really interesting. I thought that was cool. And I don't know what reminded me of it. Someone was saying something. Gary Gygax, it's Ghost.
Gary Gygax goes. Yeah.
First of all, chat, how dare you?
The Boogie Nights is very good.
I gotta admit, Butt Prints is one of my like. They were in the Table Talk stream, and some of the scariest ideas came from Butt Prints.
I mean, I am gonna say this.
Ooh,
Just
butt
I'm gonna
prints.
say this just for the general knowledge of the crew here. Bud Prince is also Budtopian, which is also the person who did a lot of fan art.
Oh,
Number one fan.
So
I'm saying that
just,
now.
That's
you know,
awesome.
I'm just putting that out there. Like,
I should have connected it with the butts.
In case
You're
you
right.
didn't know.
Buttopia is my favorite St. Thomas More book. That was really good.
Oh.
First, you create butts and then you punish them.
Wow, we are on. This is gonna be a day. I feel
Oh
like.
man, did I tell y'all
This
that
is
I
gonna be-
recently rewatched Ever After?
Oh, that is an Ever After. Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
such
it
a
is.
lovely film. I keep forgetting how lovely it is. But yeah, they talk about utopia a lot in that film.
I forgot about that. That's a good movie. No, I was just doing political theory. Got to use this degree somehow.
I was
you know.
just doing political theory.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
the only thing I can use mine for is arguing whether God exists or not. So you know, it's a whole thing. It's-
You can argue as much as you want. You just wait for a little voice in your ear that says maybe.
Maybe.
You know, that's the worst part. Like you find out that something does exist, but then the only answer you get is an indefinite answer.
Yeah, it's an indefinite answer. Yeah.
It's like, well, you answered one question, but now I have 1,000,000 that I don't think you'll ever actually give me a straight answer to.
This is
To
play
which
among
the voice
yourselves.
then says, "You're probably right."
Keep going.
And then never speaks to you again.
No, not that one. And you just don't know the context. And you
I would like a moment in D&D where like a cleric uses one of their spells to commune with their god, and the god's like, I don't want to talk to you, and just gives them the spell slot back.
Oh my god.
Just talk to the hands, the cleric. Like,
That's so good.
It's like, I'm busy. Keep that and use it for something else.
Oh my
What the
god.
hell?
I want that entire,
you
like-
just hear the ephemeral voice from above that's like, "Do you know how many calls I get?"
No, I want that
This
cleric
could
to
have
be
been
sassy
addressed in
though.
an email.
And every time they use a channel divinity, they try to reverse the charges back onto their god. Like, I gotta keep this divinity slot.
We're experiencing increased traffic due to COVID. Your prayer is in the queue. Please don't go off the line.
Mine is the like, a human from the mortal realm is trying to connect. Do you accept the charges?
Oh no.
Send it to the secretary.
Yeah.
Hi, my name's Mini God. What can I do for
The
you?
angels can handle this.
Yeah. Oh no, they're busy. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, you're dying? Don't click.
Oh, you're dying? We'll get back to you in 15 to 30 business days.
Or we'll see you
get, like,
tomorrow.
shoved off to Kami.
Or we'll see you
and
tomorrow.
It's just King Kai instead. And you're just like, I guess.
What if your
He's
deity
like-
put you on their block spam list?
Oh no. Could you imagine like role playing that crisis of faith as you
Yes.
slowly but surely like drift further and further from your god as they reject you slowly but like
Now the
If
real
you
my
ever let
rejection
me- Yeah,
my
break up.
rejection like my rejection sensitivity could not handle it.
The real-
Like,
the real problem
could not
is-
handle it.
the real problem is you don't drift further away. You just stop getting answers. Like,
Oh my gosh.
like they're
get
not
ghosted.
They're not giving you power. They're just not giving you attention.
I mean,
Oh.
you hit like level 16-ish, and then your god's trying to get back in touch with you, and you're like, where were you at
Oh.
level 3 when I was about to get killed by this goblin? He's like,
See
"I'm
how
the
it is,
champion
like,
now." He's like,
Here I am at level 20 and you just show up whenever I want you to. But back in the day I had to like, count on a percentile die. What the fuck?
I hid under a pile of dead goblins for like 2 weeks, praying every day. I don't know why I'm
Brutal.
thinking of
Very
horrible
brutal.
things. Poor goblins. I
love
hope our goblin doesn't
goblins.
get hurt.
do
They probably will.
not regret the goblins, and I promise you the goblin will get hurt at some point.
I would like to
honest-
get a baby Bjorn for Boogie, please.
A baby.
A Boogie Bjorn.
He's not a child. He's a goblin.
We literally just
Or
have the
they're a
capability to
goblin.
hire a messenger or a scout. That way we don't have to keep track. But if we're like, hey, we need to go do this thing, wear this sheet and then drop this at a door.
Well, it's mostly because I want Boogie to have the effect of my mage armor, and it's anything I'm carrying
Yeah, another creature doesn't
or
count.
wearing.
Another creature doesn't count. I'm sorry.
Boogie's
Say
wearing
that.
armor.
Yeah,
Bria,
Boogie,
that only-
Boogie has
that-
armor.
That's
That
actually
only
kind of a
works
genius
if something
idea though.
makes an attack. If we're in an avalanche,
Oh yeah, we're just boned. I'm very bad at avalanches.
We have discovered.
these angels, no.
No.
All
These
right.
angels. On that note,
Yeah, I think we're supposed to be playing D&D.
Let's do
we were
it.
just playing in the space.
I mean, yeah, theoretically. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Well, as a little recap, the party found, or they went to Bryn Shander after talking with Keegan and Garrett in Targos, and getting their reward for that. They went to Bryn Shander, and Bryn Shander is a very big, very metropolitan kind of city for Icewind Dale. I mean, when I say city, I mean town, and when I say town, I mean like 1,000 people, and that's big. You know, for 10 towns. To find Torgas, which is a trade wagon that travels around that has Torga has hired a bodyguard named Sefik Caltro, who is a suspect in a murder investigation run by Glenn Trollsbane? Yeah. Or Hlyn, sorry, Trollsbane. From Targos. They decided that they would take it upon themselves to find out whether Sefik was a murderer. And so Yeshivon devised a cunning plan in which to entrap Caltro into performing a murder against Vidrux, basically, and then ambushing them, I assume. I don't know what the actual plan is. Maybe Vidrux is just going to die. Anyway, the other thing that happened was some dwarves ambushed them on the road. A very loud dwarf who couldn't hear anything, and asked them to go get some iron for them that they had lost because of a Yeti attack. That iron, they only ended up getting half of because a bunch of goblins took the other half because they negotiated the goblins down to half the iron and debt for later. And then Bursa decided that they wanted to hire a goblin from the group of goblins, and so now Usoc is with them. A goblin, just hanging out. Doesn't speak any common, but you know, he's there.
What do you mean, Boogie?
Don't you mean Boogie? I mean I do.
Pretty sure you mean Boogie.
His name is Usoc, so I don't know, whatever you want to call him.
Translates poorly.
No, it doesn't.
So that's where we're at. I believe that Yeshivon had just finished having a talk with Sefik about speaking to them after their shift was over or something to that effect.
Yes, we will be speaking.
Oh, that's right. They're gonna try to kill me. Crap.
You know it.
Awesome.
So Yeshivon kind of walks back over to Bursa and Rattle and sort of crosses their arms over their chest. I've got an appointment for tonight to discuss the details of my job for Sefik a little bit further. So, got the hook, fish on the hook.
And we're sure that he's not just going to take this one on and not have been the person who murdered all the other people. You're going to gauge it from his facial expressions.
Well, I figure if he accepts the job and decides to try and kill Vidrux, we capture him and then interrogate him and then deal with him if he's,
Afterwards.
who we're looking for.
Stab first, ask questions later.
There we go.
Coming around to this point.
All right. I was lost at first because you were using euphemisms, and I'm not necessarily sure what you're talking about. But now I'm caught up with the murder part, so we're good.
Fair enough. But yeah, we should probably make ourselves scarce and reconnect with Vidrux as soon as we get the chance. I'm hungry.
Did we get to shop?
I don't know if we did.
I mean, we did.
Yeah, I've got some new armor on. It's great.
If you remember,
Excellent
we
scraps.
we elided the shopping as a thing we didn't really need to do.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Point by point. So if there's anything you need, there are shops for basic amenities and so forth.
I'm just on the
And
hunt for
actual
cinnamon.
ones.
All right. But yeah, I could eat and maybe have a drink.
Yeah, let's just go and do that communal activity together, I suppose.
I'm sorry. I know it doesn't really do anything for you. What would you like to do, Rattle? Tell me. What kind of things do you get up to for fun
I
besides
don't remember.
killing people? You don't remember? Well, then that means you get to make up new things that you like to do.
It's true. I feel like I have a penchant for stealing.
We might want to avoid doing that here for at least just for now. Maybe after we've taken care of Suffolk and there's
On the
plenty
way
of
out.
chaos to hide our
Yeah, she seemed to have a lot of stuff, and when she doesn't have a bodyguard, or she's distracted by the bodyguard being gone, I'm seeing opportunities.
It
here.
is,
This is a
Thinking
good
of
plan.
Tulga?
it is pointed to notice that there are also 5 other like randomly armed individuals that are hanging around this place. So if you want to steal, I see where you're going, but also like there are risks to that you may want to be aware of.
Still in a smaller town.
But yeah, Yeshivan reaches out with their mind link to Vidrux. We've got a date for tonight to schedule your imminent death. So if you want to meet us at the tavern, we can get ourselves ready for the big show.
I will see you there.
Don't have too much fun. Just yeah. We'll see you soon.
All right, and
So do we have
I'll
a-
make my way there.
All right, so I'm assuming you guys are headed to the local tavern, which would be the Northlook, which is a pretty busy looking place. It's the same place you were with the dwarves a little bit earlier. One of the details that I forgot to mention, however, is that they have a plaque over the hearth with a gigantic knucklehead trout attached to it. That looks like it is probably like the biggest version of the fish that anyone has ever seen. Knucklehead trout
Oh my
come out of the
God.
lake that's like in the middle of the place. So.
Nice.
Could you, with like some low level magic, enchant one of those to be like those really horrific animatronic
It's-
fish that like move?
it's
I
funny.
love where Dave's head's
It's
at.
I'd
funny.
like to sing a song I wrote.
It's funny that you mentioned that
No. Please let
because
me Arcana check the fish.
because occasionally when someone strays within about 5 feet of it, like near the hearth, it does in fact start singing, and it has a little verse, and it goes, "There's a I don't actually know what rhythm this would take, but I will put the verse into chat, and you can read it for yourselves if you want to. I'm not gonna sing it because I have no idea what the rhythm would be, but it says this verse, and then it doesn't say anything else."
Let's see if I can
It's a
figure
place
it
I
out.
like to go, farther up the river's flow. Where it is, I do not know. Must be under all that snow.
Oh, that's adorable. Love it.
Yeah, that is the thing that this tavern has. It has a singing big old knucklehead trout that people call Old Bitey.
Oh, the bitey.
Old Bitey.
Whoever designed this specific part of the adventure, I'm on with you. That's
Yes.
the good stuff.
That's fantastic. Yeshivan is just enthralled by that. I like this place.
Ursa just, ooh,
But yeah, it's
the
sort
amount
of
of hate.
it's a lively environment. You know what I mean? Full of people and stuff going on. It's like Bryn Shander is the busiest of the towns. So
Besides the caravan and the tavern, were there any other places that we saw in town that like seemed to be of any kind of note or worth?
I mean, there's the House of the Morning Lord, a temple converted for worshiping Amanatar and Lathander. Well, actually, it's a name used to describe Lathander here, but they're basically the same.
That's probably not going to last super long.
So there's the House of the Morning
Feels
Lord.
like that's not-
There's the Smithy and Outfitter, the Black Iron Blades. And the Black Iron Blades, anybody who's been in Icewind Dale long enough knows the Black Iron Blades is the place that gets made fun of for like new adventurers always having that gear when they die. You know what I mean? Like, there's a line that's often said at the end of jokes and stuff in Icewind Dale. And he was carrying a black iron blade to boot, like at the end, like he was a stupid idiot, basically, like,
The end of it's the stinger on every punchline of every stand-up
Yeah.
comedian and
Yeah, the
Dale.
camera zooms in and just like
Yeah.
Rattle's got this new armor, this point there, and
Oh,
like
no.
daggers and stuff.
yeah.
He's totally happy. And then
Adventuring gear for beginners. It's like a LARPer's first kit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely like the butt of several jokes for locals, right?
Nice.
But it is good gear. It's good gear. It's basic. It's just uninspired. It's not anything special.
I think before going to the tavern, we can roleplay it later. I'd like Vadrux to go there, to the Black Iron Blades.
We can do that now. Go. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you've got time. The other three are going to the tavern to like wait for the evening, I guess, to talk to Cephik, right? So if you're doing this during the day, then
I mean, isn't it always evening?
I mean, yeah, but you know what I mean. Like the
Yeah.
time that is the time he gets off of working at the
Sweet. Fair enough.
Yeah, so Vadrux is going to. So if it's pretty common knowledge that that's like the stuff that is made fun of, essentially.
It's like bog standard. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Vadrux is going to go there, and then ask to get 2 hand axes, like the throwing ones.
Okay. Yeah. You end up across the counter from a friendly-looking dwarf who, of course, moves you over to the display cases full of various weapons. It's like a nice, like proper display case. He makes a lot of money in here, even though his stuff is mediocre. And gets out some hand axes for you and puts them on the display case. Like, will that be everything, sir?
I think so. We haven't really met before, but my name is Vadrux. I have accidentally become a bit of a folk hero in this area.
I've heard of you. I'm Garn. I run this place.
Pleasure to meet you, Garn. I don't think that your business gets the name that it should. I would like to offer you a partnership.
Oh yeah?
Yes. I feel like if you have a folk hero who is vouching for your gear, but then also succeeding in adventures with it, it will bring business to you. And if I can bring business to you, it would improve our working relationship. The more money you have, the more equipment you have. The more equipment you have, the more steadily equipped I can be.
Okay. No, I see where you're going with this, but like, what do you want from me?
At this point, nothing. I will pay for the hand axes and am simply telling you this is a sense of good faith. I would like to be, hopefully, business partners in the future.
I mean, I can't say no to good faith agreement. As long as you're mentioning Black Iron Blades every chance you get.
Ah, a black iron blade is sometimes the best to see the blood of your enemies fall off.
There you go, natural.
I do my best. And I pay for the hand axes, kind of like the leather around the waist of my armor, like slip them in there. And then I walk off very proud of myself and content, and then start heading to the tavern.
Fair enough. Good. Garn seems like, okay, this is a random, slightly famous person who's just like giving me free business. So
Didn't mean to do that. Sorry.
Garn is gonna either be my best friend or I'll never remember
or
them.
you'll never remember them.
Yep, either way.
Could be either.
Yeah.
Oh,
Garn,
God, the
Garn
influencer.
the Hammer, they are known as.
Garn Hammer, thank you.
Okay, so you head to the tavern. You come inside and you can see your friends have already settled down at one of the tables, I assume.
Yeah, Yeshivan's kind of looking around to see who else is in here.
There's a lot of people. Gang of dwarves, carousing a little bit. There's a pair of large Goliath men arm wrestling in a very, sort of flexing, manly fashion. There's a man with his hood up sitting in the corner with a pipe. There's, I don't know, 3 halflings arguing over who's going to pay the bill after their game of cards. There's There's a gnome who looks like she is tinkering with a tiny device that could at any point explode. Lots of stuff going on. There's a lot of things happening.
I'm gonna find a table next to them with my back to them.
Okay, like separate from the three of them.
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
So it's close enough that we could hear each other, but we're not directly with each other after the whole plan thing we did.
So Yeshivon has a plate with trout on it, and, a tankard of ale. They're kind of looking around, observing everyone. And they see the two Goliaths and they kind of look over at Bursa.
What? What? Yes, they are also Goliaths.
That's
And?
not what I meant. It's a little bit of what I meant, but you could probably beat both of them.
Don't understand what they're doing. If they're going to fight, they should just go outside and do it.
It's called arm wrestling. It's a way that people can test their strength without causing any permanent physical harm or damage. It's they do it for glory and for what's the word? I actually am like out of character, like actually blanking on the word.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
It's
Flexing.
bragging?
it's during Yeshifon's long pause to
Yeah.
think of the word that Boogie comes wandering back over with like 3 bottles of like whatever the local drink is, and puts them on the table.
I signed thank you to Boogie.
Boogie,
We're working on thank you today.
We're working on thank you today. Okay, Boogie is fully covered head to toe, like there is no visible goblining going on. He could be a gnome or a halfling for all anybody knows, and full winter gear is not exactly a rarity here.
Bragging rights. Those are the words I was looking for.
Wait,
Glory and bragging rights. To be able to say that you're the strongest without actually having to kill anyone, that's pretty amazing feat to accomplish. At least in a
Sounds like-
semi-civilized society.
by the time you like Yeshivon took a second to think and come up with the word. Bursa's already gone, having thanked Boogie, and is now walking over to the Goliaths and going, "Be done. I want to go now."
as you're walking up, one of them just like slams the other one's arm down, and there's like a big like manly like as they like win, and there are a couple of people around them are like like watching, and this big Goliath fellow, he's got like a grizzled beard, and the winner, and he's got like bald head, obviously. Turns to you and like gives you a look that's like sizing you up.
Yes,
and goes like,
we will fight with our hands.
all right,
For bragging.
if you want to go. I mean, I never lose.
Well, today is the day you will lose but not die. And she lines up.
all right. So, Goliath
Oh,
guy
God.
gets ready to arm wrestle. This is opposed athletics, so roll athletics.
All right. Cool.
Believe
How
in
does
you.
any of this work?
I don't have a character sheet for this guy.
Oh,
So.
22!
That's a strong.
Yeah. So there's a little bit of back and forth, but you do end up like totally beating him. Like
I am the strongest now.
he looks all
Give me something of yours.
he looks all disappointed and like pissed off. Like any
Yeah.
person is when they think they're gonna win and then they don't. He's like, that's not how it works. It's just you won. Good job. Passing the
it?
time.
You don't have any kind of trophy you could just, give her? Like a token of some kind?
I will keep the sigil of the fight that we had, and I will carry it in other battles. What's your name?
He like takes a long drink from his like mug in front of him, like he's pointedly wasting your time for a second.
Beautiful.
And then he goes, why?
want to know. There's
No, that's my name.
your name is Y.
My name is Y.
That's why you hesitated. Would you like a new name?
No,
Mm,
my name has won me many battles.
Not today, didn't.
Well, you don't win them all. I'm sure you know about that.
The drug starts laughing, like really, really loud, obnoxiously loud.
Wow, sounds like you two need to have a arm wrestle at some point.
Well, thank you for the arm battle. Why? And I'm gonna go buy him a drink.
Sweet.
So,
Yeah. He accepts graciously your drink, soothing his ego somewhat at getting free beverages even in his losing state.
Elf, in this busy tavern, in probably the most populated part of this area,
Uh-huh.
the character would not actively be looking for it. But is there anybody who is making themselves known using the signs of thieves' cant that they might be part of the criminal element around here?
Let me just give you a look here.
Answer can be no. I just think it would be interesting. They might know about murderers as well.
You don't see anything like obvious in the tavern. There's nothing like notice boards or like carved in any of the like posts or anything that would immediately suggest that there were, public criminal activity going on. But it's worth noting that most of the activity that could be considered such is usually like fairly overt because
Right.
the town population is so small and the people so rugged that pickpockets and stuff's not really
Yeah, you'd mug someone instead of pickpocketing.
yeah,
them.
kind of.
But-
The culture here is a culture of fighting,
Okay, no, totally fair enough. I got it. That's interesting.
Not to say that there won't ever be, but not in here, certainly.
Yeah, it's. I feel like something my character doesn't remember, but probably would in seeing it because I do speak it and.
Oh, definitely, yeah, and I will keep that in mind.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
So, Vidrux, while you're sitting alone, having a drink or whatever, while the others are buying drinks for Goliath losers, the gnome with the like device hops off her chair and like walks over to you and goes like, excuse me, could you just put your thumb, your finger just like right there? I need like an extra, just put it. And she like puts this like bottle with lots of like wires all over it and like weird construction happening. You can't really make it out. And she just points to a place where there's like a loose thread or something.
Sure.
And so
do it.
you do. And she like ties something up like around it so she can get a better knot, like a perfect kind of like construction, and then just takes the device and goes, "Thanks." Puts a gold coin down, pushes it towards you, and like walks away. Just you're sitting alone and
Okay.
Yeah.
You can tell me if I don't need to. Can I make an insight check because that could have been weird?
Yeah, sure, if you want to.
just in case. It's a 15.
Gnomes are weird.
Okay, cool. That's good enough for me. Just making sure. I was like, did I just give her my fingerprint? Like that was Gabe's thought. Oh.
No, I mean, insight-wise, like, yeah, it's weird, but also, like, if you think back to a lot of your interactions with, like, strange esoteric gnomes,
Mhm.
it's not that weird.
It's not that strange.
There have
Okay.
been weirder,
Yeah.
It's just when she goes and commits massive crimes with it.
Yeah,
Like it's a
you
bomb or
don't
something.
know what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like,
Oh.
I wonder
well,
what that was.
he did
We'll
it.
have to
He made it.
seek her out
touched it.
sometime.
I may also just be characterizing a tavern scene, so
100% fair. Oh, Gabe will never know. At some point when Bursa walks by with drinks, Vidrux is probably gonna be like, "Well done, stranger. It seems like you're strong in body, but that other Goliath might have been stronger in wit."
I will just. And it takes Bursa a second to like realize that there's like a kayfabe up, and she's like,
Lying is happening. Yeah.
I will kill you outside.
Ah,
And then just slow blinks and then turns and keeps walking with the alcohol because she's not smart enough to do a comeback. And she probably meant it.
I like
Why
her.
hire a murderer?
It takes another
Just
drink.
do it.
So time passes unless there's anything anybody wants to do specifically or stuff to talk about or talk to that
Kind of curious about hooded dude in the corner with the pipe.
you want to talk to my Aragorn. Okay,
Yes, of course I want to talk to your Aragorn.
sure.
You gave me an Aragorn to talk to. I want to talk to him.
Sure. Yeah, go talk to him.
So Yashavan, like having watched their friend successfully annihilate this other guy at an arm wrestling bout, sort of glides over to Mysterio in the corner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is he taken?
He like looks up, but the hood is like shadowy enough that you can't really see any of his features. And the pipe moves a little in his mouth, and he puts it down and like taps it out, and says, "I prefer to do my drinking alone."
Well, that's fine. I didn't plan on drinking.
He sort of shrugs, like, "Sit, I guess, if you want."
And Yashvan does sit. So, are you, I guess I can just do this the old-fashioned way. Come here often?
Quite often, actually. I'm around these parts all the time.
Have I ever heard of you?
Maybe.
What's your name, stranger?
I prefer to keep myself enshrouded in mystery.
I love a good mystery. I'll have to keep that in mind. Solving mysteries is one of my favorite things to do.
Would you like to roll an investigation or like a perception or something?
I love just doing the fun, awkward flirts. It's so much fun. Let's do this. Dirty 20.
Oh, nice. Okay. So you can see that he has like from the cloak being slightly moved, the green cloak being slightly moved, that he has like a sword at his belt and that it looks very fancy. Like definitely magic fancy. And it looks like it might be curved, like a curved sword.
Well, that's a very fine blade.
I've had them a long time.
What exactly is your trade, sir?
Finding things, searching, roaming, protecting.
A ranger, then?
One might call me that.
A ranger multi-class fighter? I see what you're doing.
Well, you might not be comfortable keeping giving me your name, but you may most certainly have mine. I'm a Lauren. I fairly new around these parts, but I wouldn't be opposed to having a ranger's expertise on the area.
Well, maybe we can talk more another time. For now, I've got something to do.
Of course. I apologize for interrupting.
And he sort of like up nods you, and you can, he assumes you're gonna leave.
Yeah, I'm going to leave him to his brooding because I know that's the only thing he's got to do.
He is indeed brooding, and he has like a mug of ale or whatever it is.
Yeshivon walks over to the counter and be like, as soon as he runs out of drink, make sure he gets another one on me, please.
Bartender's like, sure, no problem. Takes the money that you, I assumedly give him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. I will go and sit back with Rattle and Bursa.
Cool.
Finish my trout.
Bursa's hanging with the Goliath.
Then I will go hang with Rattle.
So Bursa's just at the same table as the Goliath. How is that
Yeah.
like evolved in the time that we haven't been looking at it?
I imagine that there is no talking.
Yeah, I think this guy goes from like bouts of very like sort of aggressive, sort of posturing and then like cheerful, yelling and enjoying themselves to like absolute comfortable quiet as well.
Yeah.
Like Y is a complicated individual.
I like why.
Yeah.
This is nice.
Yeah, seems happy to have the company.
Sweet. Yeah. Bursa's very happy to just sit in companionable silence and drink the drink.
It's tavern scene. Oh my god. Basically, you're just like, what's around? I'm like, here's some random shit. Now you're all everywhere.
We do all of it. Hooray!
Okay, so can I do the part where time passes now, or is there anything else? Dave, did Rattle have anything they wanted to do? Because I know they didn't really do much. All right, cool. Then we will do time passes, the evening moves on, and eventually our boy, Sefik Caltro, walks in the door in his vest and tight pants. He is charming looking as he was, a satisfied, confident smirk on his face as he looks around to find Yeshivon. And spotting them, he walks over to the table and sits down and says, "So we had a little more to talk about, yeah?"
Indeed, I'm afraid I have a rather big problem on my hands, and I need a nice, big, strong man to help me with it.
You were saying. So it's that one, and like he sort of looks like over his shoulder, but doesn't really indicate any further, like towards Madrux.
Yeah.
Drinking.
This town's pretty small. It's a little bit difficult to completely avoid being close to the target, but yes, he's my problem.
I'm gonna challenge a random stranger to a drinking contest, so I am less suspicious.
Which random stranger?
Ooh.
Remember,
Bursa.
you got like a table full of Bursa.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Just that.
All right, you and Bursa are in the middle of a drinking contest. I assume, if Bursa's into it.
Heck yeah, let's go.
Anyway, Sefik says, "I might be able to do something about that."
Have any prior experience quietly getting rid of people?
Oh, don't we all? Don't we all?
Oh, maybe some of us more than others. I try not to get my hands dirty.
I can see that.
Well, I mean, they are very nice hands, aren't they?
He like looks and has an appraising like,
So, I'm willing to pay you half up front and then half once you've completed the job. It just needs to very much look as though it were an accident. Cannot have rumor floating around that a famous folk hero was murdered in the streets.
And Sefik like shakes his head at this and goes, No. There's no need for any of that. I'll take care of it for you."
Much appreciated. How will I have proof of the completion of the deed?
He'll be dead.
He has really nice hair. Wouldn't mind you bringing me back a few locks of that as proof.
Nothing extra, just death.
Fine.
If you don't see him again, that's proof enough. You're not paying anything.
Okay.
He's kind of sweating a little bit, like in the tavern. He's dressed like very lightly, and in here he's kind of sweating, like he's in a warm place.
So, yeah. Keep an eye on him. And, yeah. If I don't see him or you again, I will just have to assume the job got done. But if I do see him again, then I'm afraid I might have to dirty these hands taking care of you.
Oh, don't worry. And he like stands up all self-assured and like turns from the table and goes to head out the door like he's just like leaving after having a drink sort of thing.
Yeah.
There's-
Is there some kind of check I can do with the whole him sweating and
Yeah, sure. Give me a perception. Or investigation, your choice.
very curious as to what that's all about. Why are you sweating, fam? 14?
So he appeared to be like absolutely comfortable outside earlier, but having come inside where there is like fire and heat and like regular people have taken off their like winter hats and coats and stuff to be comfortable, he looked uncomfortable. Like it was too warm.
Interesting. Okay. So
Yeah,
Yashav-
he didn't linger any longer than he had to, basically.
Yeah,
Right.
there's maybe 2 beats until Rattle stands up as well and
Okay.
tries to make eye contact with the others, and just like, "Blood, it's time to shadow him.
Okay,
See
so
where it
you're
goes."
following him? Okay.
Yep.
Does everybody
Fantastic.
oh,
Well-
sorry.
I think that the way Yeshivan understands the plan is that Rattle is going to stick close to Suffolk, and one of us should probably stick close to the drugs.
Okay, so who's going where?
I'm following this man's.
Okay,
This
so
man's this ice demon
Rattle
man's.
Rattle is with Suffolk.
Sweet. I'll hang with the drugs. I also
Alright.
want to know how we're doing. How'd we do?
What, drinking contest wise?
Yep.
Roll Constitution saving throw.
Hooray. I don't know how to do 'cause I can't see.
You're good.
19.
You're good. Yeah, you're
9.
you're less good.
I win again.
Yeah, Burst is great. Burst is great. For drugs, less good. You can characterize that however you want. I'm not gonna like what do you call it? Enforce your drunkenness.
I'm
I feel,
just gonna.
I feel like it's almost like the
Y.
speed of it. Like, Bursa's downed her drink, and I'm halfway through mine.
Yeah. Yeah, Vadrux is just not drinking as fast.
I'm gonna like.
Bursa
nudge Y
knows
and
how to
just
do
point.
Bursa knows how to do the whole owl bear like open the throat.
Yep. Just let it go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say, I imagine it's the whole and it just all goes in at the same time.
Exactly.
Oh,
I
clever
eat a
drinking
lot of
contest.
knucklehead trout. You just have
Yeah.
to really like commit.
Why is giving you
really-
why is giving you some encouragement from the
Thank you.
sidelines? Yeah.
Are you really just a Goliath?
Umi.
Yes.
And as she looks over at Y and then goes, "No."
no. What?
What does
What?
that even mean? he's like probably contemplating his life now. He's just-
I think that after Suffolk left and Rattle has started to make their way out to follow him, Yeshivan is slowly, like, psychically filling everybody in on
Mhm.
like what was spoken about and like what the general plan is. So it's like I'm not entirely sure when he plans to strike, which just means that we need to keep our eyes and ears open. And since I told him to make sure to do it someplace he wouldn't be seen, we're going to have to put the drugs in as many isolated places as possible.
This our bad boy is out of the bar at this point. So yeah.
Yep, he's gone.
Okay. So I think
Like, yeah, presumably he's outside waiting for Drux to leave so he can, do his thing.
yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. Burst is just gonna like turn and like speak very low, just ignoring that Y's there. Isn't worried about it.
Why is not
But we-
paying that much attention?
Yeah. Well, what do you want to do? Do you want to go alone? Should I stay close? Are you going to continue nursing your drink?
oh, I don't actually usually drink.
Oh. And I'm gonna grab it and then finish it.
You just take it from in front of him?
That's fair. You earned that.
I will.
I think actually, Well, we have no idea when he's going to try to kill me, do we?
I do not think so.
So, if you are not, well, actually, if you spend time with me, whenever you're not with me would be the ideal time for someone to strike.
Do you want she got lost in that sentence. So I will stay close until you decide you want to be alone, but I will stay close even then in case you need help.
Yes, essentially, probably finding a room for the night. And then when I go to my room to stay, if we could arrange for you to have a room next door or something, so to speak.
Okay. This feels good. We should pretend to be friendly. Would you like another drink?
Of water this time.
Okay. And yeah, she's gonna get up and order a ale and a water, and then kind of do like a halvesy thing, so it still kind of looks like ale.
Yeah. Water it down. Got it.
Yeah.
Water is an easy supply because you just bring snow inside.
Yep.
So you can easily get that. And bring it over to Vidrux.
Cheers.
You fought honorably with your insides.
You terrify me slightly, but I respect you for it.
Oh, thank you. So anyway, I used to be an owlbear, and then just starts drinking again.
Just like sort of drunk, just like.
Yep.
So anyway.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll try ale again.
Perfect.
No more discussion than that either. It's probably just silent sitting, occasional grunting, just look. And then you're wearing like an owlbear cloak, aren't you?
Yeah. She's wearing
Yeah.
a massive owlbear pelt. as
Don't
like a
ask any
coat.
questions about that at all.
So cut from that scene for a moment to our boy Rattle, who is trying to sneak after Sefik Caltro. Could you roll me a stealth check, please, Dave?
I would love to. It's nice playing a rogue. Even at level 2, you can still have a +8.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Let's see here.
It's a 25.
Our boy...
2 25s, in fact.
Oh, damn. All right, well, I'm going to roll opposed perception, and then we'll see.
Okay.
Actually, no, his passive perception is all he needs. But he doesn't seem to see you. He takes up a position, like, leaning, nonchalantly against a nearby building. Like, trying to look like he's busy with his own stuff, but he's clearly watching the door of the tavern for, like, who comes and goes.
Can I climb on top of the building that he's standing next to?
Sure. Yeah, I think so.
Perfect. I think that's where I'm hiding. I think I'm on
You want
the
to roll
roof
me an
above him.
athletics check for that, though, Dave? Because you're climbing a building.
Yeah, sure.
Like, it's like a story, but it's still a story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not going to be a high DC, so don't worry about it.
No, just not very athletic. I'm not anything except sneaky. Let's give it a go.
Yeah.
What do we got?
Oh,
A
you're
12.
good. You're good. You get up on top of the roof. It's like, you can hide up there.
Okay. Nice. So I'm just kind of waiting above him, just one.
Yeah. What did Yeshivon get up to? What were they doing? I know they sent a telepathic message to everybody about like what the plan was, but.
You know what? I honestly think that Yeshivon was like, all right, Rattle's going after Sefik and Bursa is going with the drugs. I'm just going to chill.
Okay.
And
yeah.
like continue to like be on point, like checking in like maybe every 5 to 10 minutes and being like, how we doing?
Yeah, you're just
everybody
doing,
like
doing the telepathic communications check-in. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, what's the scope of that?
I don't know that. Let me check and see what the actual distance on it is.
Yeah, you may want to read that. Yeah.
Because I don't. So it has to be somebody that I can see.
Okay, so not Rattle.
So not Rattle. So like I think they would have left. I guess the tavern not too soon after Bursa and Vidrux did. and is maybe like just kind of like sticking to the shadows, meandering like a ways behind them and keeping them within like visual distance.
Okay.
Because I can do this up to 30 feet, or sorry, 20 feet away. So I'm about 20 feet behind them, kind of like stopping, kind of hanging out, letting them get some distance, and then like maybe walking up to like make eye contact with them again, like sort of just very slowly, like trailing.
All right. Yeah, sure. Okay. So, our dear Vidrux and Bursa, what's the plan?
Probably just head to a tavern. If he's going to
leave this tavern, go to
Or
another
tavern.
tavern.
Oh, is this a tavern that we could like sleep in with an inn attached to it, or is it just a tavern, I guess?
There are rooms.
Okay. Actually, we probably have to go that far. I might just get a room here. We'll have to rest eventually anyways.
Except that the plan is to get you fake murdered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well then, yeah,
we'll
let's
be scoping it out for a long time. I'll
go
chill.
walk out
That's
somewhere. Let's
Okay.
go on a
Vidrux just forgets the plan, goes to bed. Everybody just waits all night.
Well, he doesn't know the plan. They didn't tell him.
I think there was
No.
telepathic
Yeshavan
communication.
told you.
Yeah, Yeshavan. got
That they
everyone
were
up to
going to
speed.
try to kill me, but I have no idea where or when.
Oh,
We're just
yeah,
trying to
that's true.
find you like isolated places, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Wait,
why
just-
I was going to go to the room by myself. But I can walk around instead.
I mean,
Either works.
either way, you know,
Yeah.
I'll figure it out. You just do what you want to do, obviously.
Yeah, I'll just walk the streets.
Okay.
Do you want to go alone? Should we walk and then split up?
Yes. And then if you loop back around and follow me, that would be absolutely delightful.
That's okay. I can do that. All right. Shall
Are
we?
you actually going to try to kill me?
No, I don't think so.
Aw, soft Bursa.
Who said that? I'll kill them.
The ephemeral voice of the narrator.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Okay, let's go.
Cool.
And she's like watched other people who have been drunk, and then just sort of like picks up an affectation.
Just doing the like
and
faking
wobbles.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, and claps you on the shoulder like, ha 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 ha. Let's walk in the snow.
So as soon as you come out of the tavern, like
Bad actor.
Sephic sort of stands up a little bit straighter and like watches which direction you're going, and like you're waiting for it sort of, so you can see that he just like picks himself up off of where he's been standing or sitting or what have you, and follows like at a distance, watching where you're gonna end up. And as soon as you split off from Bursa and end up like sort of in an isolated, you know, alleyway or a couple of houses or what have you, he approaches you so that you can hear his like footsteps coming up behind you, and he says, "Excuse me,
Yes.
I'm terribly sorry, but in the name of the Ice Maiden, you have to die." And then he like opens his hand, and there's this like flash, and an icicle sword basically just goes whoosh, like out into his grip,
Oh, it's really sick.
and he steps forward with murderous intent.
Okay.
We're
Are
dropping
we
that on
right
him.
off the bat rolling initiative?
Unless
Or
you've
is he
got
getting a surprise?
unless you've got something to say. He's not gonna get a surprise because you like saw him, so initiative will be first combat. But everybody can sort of like narrate themselves for like where they are at this point before I start doing things.
I'm gonna say Tiamat melt you to ash to his face.
We love to see it.
I think the moment that Yeshavan saw Bursa split off from Vidrux, they kind of like beelined to kind of like catch up with Bursa and hook up with her before going like following after. Following after Vidrux and Sephic.
What's our weather like? I'm assuming it's kind of
It's dark. It's dark and snowy. Like
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
You love it. It's got
Bursa
that atmosphere.
Yeah, Bursa definitely like walked as far
It's our
towards
boy.
like like the open sort of lakey edge of the town so that there's more like natural cover, and gets to a snowy area and kind of like throws the owlbear like hood up. So she's trying to blend in a little bit more so she can stay relatively close.
So I'm going to use the same map we've been using because it's a combat map that I have.
Heck yeah.
And there's no map for like fight Sefik Caltro. It doesn't exist. So I'm just going to use this one. What I'll say is that there are like, unless you're right on top of this alleyway, like Rattle might be because they're following Sefik like dead on. It's going to be at least 2 turns before you get there. You know what I mean? So if you like wandered off somewhere else or what have you, or if you're not following as closely. I have no way to delineate that in like movement necessarily. But I can just say like, it will take some time.
Cool.
And then
No
you can
worries.
just be there kind of thing.
Yeah.
So everybody roll, let me clear the initiative first. Clear all
Come
that.
on. This is my time. Now.
Oh, that's int. I don't want int. I
Oh,
want
that's
initiative.
actually pretty good. For the -1, 16.
Oh, are you what?
High five, Yeshivon. We're
Ah.
going
Rattle.
But I rolled a natural 1.
Ah.
Oh no. Oh no, no.
Amazing.
I'm ready.
Oh,
Rattle- Rattle did
Oh,
pretty well, yeah.
boy.
That's a 24.
And Vidrux is also pretty ready. Sefik blew his advantage by, being polite.
That's what you get.
Okay, so Rattle, you're probably actually within distance to like approach this thing happening. You see from I'm gonna put you at like a distance of like that much on the map.
I want to be directly above him.
Oh, you're just like following him on the roof. Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw a net on this man. I'm gonna net
So
him up.
so
Put
anyway,
a net on it.
you see him. You hear the words he says. You see him flash the icicle sword out and step forward, and then you're on. Okay, so you throw a net. What does a net do?
I have to roll to hit with it.
Well, yeah, there's that.
Do you think I have sneak attack?
He hasn't
Or at least advantage
acted.
from stuff?
He hasn't acted yet. So I'll give you advantage, but
Okay. I want to throw this net at this man.
okay.
Does a 15 hit?
It does actually, yeah.
Alright, sweet deal. Technically, since it does damage, I should get a sneak attack, but that doesn't make any goddamn sense.
Nope.
So, the rules for a net are a larger, smaller creature hit by a net is restrained until it's freed. A creature can use its action to make a DC 10 strength check, freeing itself or another creature within its reach on a success. And you can also cut it instead of making the DC thing.
Okay.
So the intention is throw it on him, and then Drugs can just like beat him into unconsciousness.
Sure. Okay, so you throw the net down and it catches him by surprise and he gets like netted, but it doesn't really look like he's gonna be held by a net for very long.
No, it's just for the surprise of it. And then I will.
He is restrained.
That's right.
Let's make sure.
So you have like advantage against attacking him. And then I just move slightly on the roof so that I would have a line of sight to shoot him as I pull out my short bow next time.
Sure. Vidrux, I think you're up.
All right. Bonus action. I'm going to cast Shield of Faith.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to clap my shield for like a golden glow around it, and then like there's a slight moment where there's like a draconic, ethereal face that just breathes off of it for a moment,
Sweet.
and then I'm going to swing my battle axe into Sefik.
Yeah, get him.
All right. So that is a 19 to hit,
That hits him.
and I'm going to use a Divine Smite because I hit, so I'm going to use a spell slot to Divine Smite. So that is
Okay, 20 damage.
20 damage total. Yep.
Yeah,
I love
he-
when paladins put a smite on it. It makes me so
Paladins.
happy.
He reels from the hit, but he doesn't look like he's debilitated by it, so to speak.
You can either surrender or die. Either one is entertaining to me.
So
I'm not actually going to kill him, but it's fun to say it.
I'm assuming that you're in melee with him. There we go.
Yes. Yep. Thank you.
So on his turn, he looks up, like he's covered in this net, and he looks up and he's clearly like angry, and there's this like blue light in his eyes. And you can see his wounds are closing. Like in front of your eyes, the hit you made with the axe is healing.
neat.
Not entirely, not all of it, but like there is something happening that is like supernaturally keeping him strong.
Cool. That's horrifying.
And so he like snarls and disappears from inside the net. Just disappears and reappears behind you.
Nothing personnel, kid.
Unfortunately, that is his action. I can't then attack you, but it's very much this like you hit him, he reels back like and then his wounds start closing. He smiles and he just disappears and reappears behind you.
Is he
When you
very
met
pale
him.
and has sharp fangs?
No. He is quite pale. He is quite pale, but he's not a vampire. That's
Cool,
for
all right.
sure.
Good enough for me.
The radiant damage would have been a lot more of a problem if you're a vampire.
That's right.
All right, so then Bertha and Yeshivon get one turn closer.
Wait.
And Rattle, you're up.
I'll shoot him with a short bow.
Okay.
May I hide first to sneak? I'm on top of a roof, shooting down at a dude. Do I have to hide to get advantage, or how would you like to handle that?
Yeah, you have to hide to get advantage. Like, you don't just get advantage.
Okay. It says re-hide. I should have done that at the end of the last time, but whatever. I want to use a net. I thought it was like a good idea. Am I hidden?
Yes, you are.
19. Right, I make shooting.
Okay. You do not hit him
Yes.
with an 11. With a 16, you do, though.
16's good.
Yeah.
All right, let's deal 12 points of damage.
Alrighty then. He takes 12.
20.
Takes 12 damage.
Love to see it. And I wriggle about on a roof because I don't really know.
Redux,
How best to
you
get a
are
shot in.
up.
All right. I'm going to take another swing.
Okay.
That's a 15 to hit
15 hits.
for 12 up. Just 12 slashing damage.
Just 12.
The,
Yeah, just the
yep.
12.
The Divine Smite wasn't supposed to be on there.
Okay.
Pretty good, though.
On his turn, some of his hit points regenerate as his wounds heal. And he comes at you with the icy longsword, summoning in his opposite hand a dagger of the same sort. Like,
Nice.
while he comes at you, he brings this other dagger to bear. So we're going to go 22 hit you?
Yes, it does.
He hits you for 7 slashing damage, but there's also a cold element. I don't know if you're resistant to cold. I think you are.
Yes, I am.
Yeah. So there's 7 slashing damage, 5 cold damage as this hits you, and calculate resistances as necessary.
Got it. Okay.
And then the dagger comes around. Or actually, no. I'm gonna go longsword again.
Cool.
13? 13 hit you? No.
That'll miss.
No, I didn't think so. And there it is.
All right. And then I'm going to make...
Yeah, can't save one. Should have faith.
Yeah. Yep.
You
that's-
got it. Easy.
Yeah, easy done.
Love it.
And last turn of approaching for the other two, and they will be here shortly.
Cool.
How far away are we?
You are on the map. You are at this distance now. You can see Sefik fighting with.
Okay, I have a spell that has a range of 90 feet. Could I cast it on this round?
Yeah, sure.
Sweet. Okay, then I'm gonna hit him with an agonizing mark, and that doesn't mean anything yet, except it's there.
Okay,
Cool.
Can I also do a spell again?
you may. You may.
Yay! I'm gonna go ahead and let me make sure that the range on this is long enough. I think it is.
I love that I have no idea what Yeshivan is going to cast because
I mean, I have no idea what.
this is a warlock without Eldritch Blast.
I-
What else is
Yeah.
there?
I have no idea what agonizing mark is, but you know, maybe I'm.
Mm.
Oh, I can drop it into the thingy.
I am going to cast Cloying Darkness
Cloying dark.
because I'm
Sweet.
within 30 feet.
What does that do?
Yeah,
I
you're gonna
can
have
show
to
you.
explain cloying darkness to me because all of these spells
Show
that
us.
we have allowed into the game that I do not know.
All right. You reach out with a hand of decaying shadows and make a ranged spell attack. If it hits, the target takes 2d8 necrotic damage and must make a Constitution saving throw. If it fails, its eyes are enveloped in shadow until the start of my next turn, causing it to treat all lighting as if it's one step lower in intensity. It treats bright light as dim and dim light as darkness and darkness as magical darkness.
All right, sounds good.
Does 16 hit?
16 does hit, yes. So he'll make a con saving throw. Dee-dee-dee. What's the DC?
14.
He does not make his saving throw, so he takes 7 damage.
7 necrotic.
Okay.
I love how it asks me to cast at what level. I only have one level that I can cast at right now.
Rattle, you are up.
Right, sweet. I'm doing the rogue thing. Still first. I've done this the wrong way around, but we'll live with it. Still first. That's not going to be successful.
No,
That's a
he
nat one.
knows you're up there now.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm going to shoot him anyway.
All right, bring it on.
Da, 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 da.
8.
Not
8,
my turn.
8 does not hit, unfortunately. For Drux,
I just
Alright.
wanted to make one quick point though, just for aesthetics and like for flavor, is that when Yeshvan calls upon their pact, their white hair turns black.
ooh, cool. I like it. I like it.
Oh, okay. That's an action. I'm gonna take a swing.
Okay.
Let's do it.
42,
Tried and true.
40.
Nat 20.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
All right, bring
You
him
got any
down.
spell slots left?
No, I don't. So that is
Oh,
15 slashing damage.
Oof, he takes that. He reels from the hit.
I love to see it.
Nasty.
Gave you a choice.
What? He's like, but I didn't give you one, and then like comes back at you. Healing again a little bit.
I like him.
And coming at you with the longsword.
Cool.
Huh, 16? Does a
Nope,
16
that'll
hit?
miss.
Huh, 22?
That'll hit.
22 for 4 slashing, 3 cold.
All right, perfect. Got it. Boom, still standing.
A
Yeah. All right, standing toe to toe as he like duels you with this ice blade. Cool. Bursa, you're up.
firebolt.
Firebolt.
23 to hit.
23 is a hit.
Sweet. Did it not put damage on there? Cool.
You have to click the word firebolt.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah. 1 point of damage.
So
But that's okay.
so you hit him with 1 point of fire damage,
But
and
the cool thing is the agonizing mark triggers.
oh okay.
burst into flame.
So please make a charisma save against a 14.
Okay. Hang on 1 sec. Charisma save. He makes it.
Ah, beans. Never mind. Nothing happens.
Cool. But something does happen. You hit him with a firebolt, and it doesn't really seem like your best firebolt, or even a good firebolt. In fact, it's
Yeah,
kind of a
that's
shitty firebolt. But he like looks over at you as if he's been stabbed. You know what I mean? Like he looks back at you like anger, like super mad, and like turns back, of course, to fight with Vidrox during this. But there's like a snarl to his like countenance as you hit him with fire.
Oh, so maybe he's like an ogre, doesn't heal after fire damage.
Yeah, troll mechanics.
Yeshivan,
Hot.
Yes.
you are up next.
Okay. I'm just gonna kind of say to myself, in my brain, I'm gonna bring him a little bit closer to me, and I know that screws with you, but just be ready for it. They say that to Bursa, and they are
Oh,
going.
sorry. Bursa's not next to you, for what it's worth. Bursa's
Oh.
like over here.
Then perfect. Then Yeshivon is going to go ahead and cast Lightning Lure. I did not mean to do that again.
Okay.
Sorry, I don't know what the hell is going on. It's the top one, not the second one. I apologize.
Okay. So strength saving throw,
hmm
and then.
So I believe that's a DC 14.
Is it just all or nothing? It looks like all or nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, cantrips tend to be that way. They do be that way, though.
He makes a save. Nothing happens.
Coolio.
You grab his leg, but like he's too set in his stance or whatever, and doesn't move.
I look over at Yeshivon and I'm like, I know, right?
Yeah. He's got good saves. His stat line is really good. Rattle, you're up.
Gonna try and take advantage of the fact that he's distracted by fire things. That is the flavor for the stealth check.
You are
That's
once again.
probably good.
You're once again hidden. Yes. And you shoot, and 15.
However, I miss.
15 is a hit, Dave.
Oh, is
You
it?
get- 'cause you
Sorry,
get
I thought that
advantage.
had been a miss.
No, you get advantage.
Fantastic. That's not fantastic. That is actually minimum damage. That's 6 points of damage.
Well, it happens to the best of us. Verdrux, he's looking real hurt right now and kind of pissed.
Right. I'm going to. Actually, I need to make a con save. That's pass. I'm going to use lay on hands on myself,
Okay.
and heal 7 points.
Yep.
And then I'm just going to stay engaged with him to try to keep his attention.
Yeah, sure. So you notice that his wounds this time, they're not closing. The fire
Okay.
seems to have done something to his the balance of his humors. And he is not healing anymore.
We are trying to take this stupid figure alive, but they stopped healing after the fire. You're stupid. I was talking about you.
He then stabs you with an icy longsword.
That's fair.
Critical.
Ooh. Ouch.
You take 8 plus 7 is 15. 15 slashing damage and 3 cold damage.
All right. I am unconscious.
One-liners. What are you going
Hate
to do?
to see it.
He then
Worth
takes
it.
the icy dagger in his offhand and whips it at Bursa.
No, thank you.
Does an 11 hit you?
It does not.
Well, he misses then.
Can she just like swat it away?
Yeah, just like it comes at you and you just
Yeah.
ping. Yeah.
I love to think when spellcasters are fighting, they're not just doing the spells. So probably you've got like a fire thing going and it probably like melts and you like knock it or something. I don't know.
Well, very specifically, Bursa's firebolt doesn't look like fire. It looks like a little aurora borealis. Because remember, her magic is from the Frost Maiden. Sort of, so.
Mm.
Oh, you probably shouldn't be fighting each other then.
The Frost Maiden is a harsh mistress, and she doesn't give a shit about you or anyone. So,
yeah.
Anyway,
He probably notices. them.
Sefik definitely takes note, but you hit him with fire, so there's no friendship there.
Oh yeah,
Um,
no, we're good.
But
I'm gonna do a murder.
he moves directly towards Yeshivon as the nearest next target.
All right. Is that me?
Yes,
All right, let's try one more time. We do love a firebolt in this house.
we do.
So, 22 to hit.
It's a hit.
6 points of fire damage.
Hey, once again, he is very annoyed by this. Fire is bad. Okay.
And let's play again. DC 14 con save.
Oh, does it just like stay?
Or
How
charisma save.
long is this mark?
Is it like Bane or Hunter's Mark?
Am I just
It
making a
lasts
charisma
up
save?
to a Yeah, it's a charisma save. It's
Every
concentration up
time
to a
you
minute.
hit me?
Uh-huh.
Are you fucking
It's
serious?
yeah, it's like
It's
hex
like
except falling
Hex
over.
or yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
fine, whatever.
She's so upset.
I don't really care.
I'm gonna kill this man.
None of these characters are my character anyway, so what do I give a shit? He succeeds.
Yeah. Okay.
Boogie's your character.
Someday
Alright.
this will hit and it will feel cool. But
One-
today's not that day.
One day. Yes, Siobhan, you're up.
All right. So as soon as he gets up in range with me, yes, Siobhan is going to pull their Dorada.
Okay.
And, well, I guess it would just be a Dory because I guess Dorada means
Dorada's
there's
plural. Yeah.
plural.
We
They
learned.
pull one of their Dory because apparently I have a couple of them. Have no idea how many, but we're just going to assume I have a few. And I'm going to go ahead and try and stab him with it.
Yes.
Pretty sure that's going to hit.
21 is a hit, yes.
2 piercing because I'm cool.
He gets stabbed.
Gets
So-
stabbed for a
some-
whole 2 points
Some, he
damage.
gets stabbed a little bit, yeah. Rattle.
Make
Stealth.
the shooting.
Stealth is good. You're stealthed. You shoot. You fire. You hit.
Oh, baby, we love to do that.
And
9.
That is just enough to bring him down. So, like, how does this arrow take him out?
Yeah, it's Yeshivon's stab that unbalances him, and I just see the opportunity, and it's just back in between the shoulder blades.
Nice.
Not
Nice.
fancy, just
Yeah. He
Just
sort
the
of
sheet.
he sort of stumbles forward and falls into Yeshivon and then like onto the ground sort of thing as if Yeshivon doesn't catch him.
yeah, he's probably dead rather than unconscious, though.
Yeah.
I don't think we can interrogate him, but I think we have enough evidence. He's like, full of frost maiden, you have to die, and we'll just be like, that's what he was doing.
Honestly, that's good enough for me.
Yeah, we can't rest though. We have a friend who's bleeding to death currently, so
Nope.
we need to stay in.
Yeah. And we got to figure
So-
out how to deal with that because I don't
Regrets,
have
I
any
need a
healing.
death saving
I
throw
don't-
from you.
18.
Easy.
Pass.
Nice.
Bursa,
Can I attempt a medicine check?
you can if you can get close enough.
Okay, I run. I think it would
It's-
have to wait until I'll dash over, so I'm all the way there, but won't
Yep.
do it this round.
Cool. Yeshivon?
I guess Yeshivon is checking Cephic's pockets and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Seeing what he's got on him.
His body is like rapidly decaying. Like in terms of like now that he is not dead, he is almost a zombie already. And checking his pockets, you find. Let me check. I know his loot is around here somewhere. So he doesn't have anything on him, and when you try and like take the ice weapons, they like. It feels like an icicle would, you know, like it'll break or it'll snap or whatever. It's not, but he has no like valuables really. There's a couple of coins. He got like 13 gold or something in his pockets. That's about it.
Take it. I think that after checking his body, they will move over to where Vidrux is, and kind of look over his unconscious body with deep concern, but very obviously not sure what to do about it.
Rattle.
Yeah, I jump off the roof and try and help.
Okay. Verdrox, give me death save.
You got it.
Well, I could probably do an action.
If you have an action, I just didn't know if that was like you try to help like. Well.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give it a shot. Anybody can.
Yeah,
can
sure.
notice it.
No, go ahead.
Let's see. I
Yeah.
have a 19.
No, yeah, nailed it.
I'm intimately familiar with corpses for some reason.
But why?
All
Or
the
near
colours.
That reason
corpses.
Yeah, sorry, you're not dead. You're just going that way.
I'm not dead yet.
So you stabilize Vidrox. You stop the bleeding from the icy wounds. And how long until they wake up is the real question. Hang on one sec.
4 hours.
So it's gonna be 3 hours before they're conscious again. So if you want to drag them back to like the tavern or something,
I'll pick him up.
Yeah.
I'm strong.
You done did good, Vidrux.
All right.
And so
If you
do,
could take him somewhere.
do any of
Sorry.
you think of like taking anything off of Cephik that like clothing or something that might prove?
Yeah, I was gonna
Anything?
cut his head off.
Oh, okay. We're just doing it that route? Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
It seems like that kind of place.
It is that kind of place. Yeah, you're correct. Decapitated
I'm
head.
also curious about his I guess his room, his wagon in the caravan. I'm a little bit curious about that, but I'll bring that up after we get back to break.
Yeah.
Is there
no worries.
anything on him that denotes his like allegiance to Auril?
The fact that he can summon an icicle sword is a pretty good measure.
Well, anyone can summon an icicle sword.
Not really.
Ursa assumes.
Not really. No.
Okay.
It's just a thing humans do. They
he-
just make ice out of them.
He doesn't
sometimes.
like carry any, like holy
Yeah.
symbols or anything, but I mean, he was walking around in ice cold weather perfectly fine. Like
People can do that, I think.
wait, in a vest?
Ursa also says defensively.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Bursa doesn't know.
Yeah. I think Bursa kind of looks over and in this like dawning realization that there is like a thread between them that connected them.
Mhm.
She kind of like considers him and then looks down and she's holding Vidrux and knows that Vidrux has this like sense of like honoring fallen warriors. And then she shrugs because he killed Vidrux and she spits on him and keeps walking.
Nice.
Yeah, I think you see him, and I turn the head up to look at you,
Yeah.
and I kind of nod. I nod the little head.
Guess of the worst.
Rattle. Oh my god. Bursa's like barking laughter.
So, on that, we will take our break, and we will be back very shortly. All right, my dear chat friends, we'll be back in just a few minutes with more Rime of the Frost Maiden. But for now, we'll see you then. Okay, back in a bit. Okay, and we are once again back from our break. Aki yelled butts this time because, of course.
You catch it?
I respect it.
I don't really know if we caught it or not. It's not really big.
I'm just gonna.
Did you hear me yell
Just like-
butts, chat?
I mean,
Please confirm.
you can yell it all you want. It won't make
Butts,
it.
butts,
it,
butts,
it won't
butts,
make it
butts,
to the
butts.
VOD. So.
You can yell all you want. No one will hear you.
But it's so cute when I say butts.
Gonna get us banned.
Mm,
On me.
so lewd. Anyway, so you have a unconscious Yeshivon, or not Yeshivon, unconscious Vidrux, and a dead Cephacaltro head in Rattle's possession. What's
The moment
your-
we get Vidrux back to the tavern and into his room, like Yeshivon is just like patiently waiting for him to wake
Okay,
up.
so you just you get a room in the tavern and you go back there. Into
Which tavern? Is it the one we were drinking in before?
the Northlook, yeah, the one in Bryn Shander, because you're in
Yeah,
Bryn
we're
Shander
like-
right now.
Is Y still there?
I mean, probably.
Nice.
It's been like 5 minutes since
yeah.
we left, and we just come back
Yeah.
in with an unconscious person and a
Yeah.
dead person's head.
I mean, whatever.
I just do this at Y and a little thumbs up and keep walking.
Just gives
and
you
go
a
up the
thumbs
stairs.
up back. All right, so you head up the stairs. By the way, the brooding man is gone. The ranger, the Aragorn
No.
fellow, he is left in your absence.
Yeah. As we're going up the stairs, I say to the barkeep, like, do you have by chance like a big bag of salt we can buy off you?
Salt,
Yeah,
Mm.
salt.
carton, knucklehead trout.
Something like that.
Yeah, all right, sure. I got some.
Well, I'll buy a bag of salt.
You buy a bag of salt off of this man.
Mhm.
Just
Now I take it
remove a
upstairs.
single
20
gold coin.
gold.
20 and 20.
20,000 gold.
20 gold. No, it's just 1 gold. It's fine.
I mean, yeah.
So you bring it up. And
I pack the head into the bag of salt.
okay, got it. And you wait for Vidrux to come around, and in 3 hours, Vidrux, you do become conscious once again. In this room in the tavern.
Welcome back.
Ugh, thank you.
Did very well.
Yeah, my whole concept of staying behind all of you apparently is not something I committed to.
In your unconscious state, your 3 hours of unconsciousness, Vidrux, you had some like terrible dreams of like being lost in like a featureless wasteland of snow where there is like nothing but like a winter storm around you. and like no landscape in sight other than this like howling gale of a blizzard, and this voice that was like urging you to lie down and like just accept that you were gonna die here.
I had horrible nightmares and a voice that was telling me to accept death. The voice was stupid. It's not one I've
Yeah.
heard before.
I don't recommend it. It's kind of inconvenient.
I think it's more than inconvenient because not everyone comes back, Rattle.
Yeah.
Wow. We're glad you're back. And thank you for volunteering to be our sacrificial lamb.
And that's not too far off. You heard what he shouted, right?
What are you talking about? I didn't pay much attention.
He seemed to think he was a servant of the Frost Maiden.
Oh, I don't think it was just him thinking. The way that he was unaffected by the perils of snow and storm outside is not something for a normal being. Even for a dragonborn such as myself, it's not comfortable.
Turning to look at our friend Bertha.
Where is
Ursa's
he, by
just
the way?
grinning with a big kind of fingy face.
Shake the bag at you with
Yeah.
head packed in salt.
He's dead.
Very.
He is unfortunately very dead, but that's only because he almost very deaded you.
Yes, but the purpose of him almost deading me was to not dead him.
Yes, I know. We did want to interrogate him, but I think that we got more or less all the proof we needed of his intentions and his temperament.
But this
But-
is hearsay.
Well, there are other ways we could gain proof of his illicit activities. I know that the woman that we are dealing with will happily take our word and his head as proof, but if it will make your conscience feel a little bit better, I say that there's no reason why we don't sneak back into the caravan and see if we can't find his wagon. There might be proof. The funny thing is when I was talking to him about killing you and suggested that he might take a trophy so that he could prove to me that he had completed the job, he said that he wouldn't do such a thing. So it is very possible there is no proof for us to find. But maybe he got sloppy once and took a trophy after all.
If he's a
Only one way.
servant, I don't think he does it for trophies. He does it for glory and recognition.
Well,
That's
then
why you do it.
No.
do you wonder exactly how it, well, I guess if it's only glory and recognition from the Frost Maiden, then it doesn't really matter if anybody else knows or cares.
So he's like a paladin.
No.
No?
How
What's
is
the
it
difference?
different?
I follow an oath. He follows footprints in the snow that lead him to foolish actions. And now he is dead.
Oh, okay. That kind of.
No, being a
Detention.
paladin has nothing to do with being alive, Rattle. It's about having rules and a code for yourself. And
Yeah, like
oftentimes,
murdering people in the name of your god.
I stand up very tall.
You have 1 HP.
That's fine.
Just making sure.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
as you do
No,
that, I back
no,
down immediately.
No. You will listen. So you can see what a paladin is like, Rattle.
Don't smite me. I'm a skeleton.
All right, okay. Vadrux.
A paladin, Rattle, has their own code that they follow. My code is not about being good or bad. My code is about those who make foolish choices being slain, and those who are not in control of their choices, but do them sometimes out of glory or pride. I respect those. The ones who died on the mountain, they did not intend to. It was a circumstance, but they did their best. This foolish head was doing things in naive zealotry. I don't respect That. And I sit back down.
I think we all have different codes that we do or don't follow, and finding out how those codes work is going to take some time. But I think we can all respect that you have a conviction that you follow.
And it helps you do that where you did them. That's great.
Like,
In any case,
crack his bones.
we if you want to at least claim that we did our due diligence, we can try and find his domicile in the caravan and see if we can't find some evidence of his wrongful doings or his devotion. It's Arl, right? Her name, the Frost Maiden?
It is, yes.
To Arl.
I think, Bursa like immediately like agrees and confirms her name, and then kind of goes back to staring and not really saying much.
Wasn't the job to stop the murders rather than catch the murderer?
And prove it.
There'll be no more murders.
I think that the proof was our condition, not hers. I don't really think she cared
You-
whether we proved it one way or the other.
I mean, you remember that Lynn basically thought this guy was her guy, and
Okay.
in killing him, you've probably satisfied the conditions of what she wanted from you.
No, but if Vidrox actually like wants to do that, we can totally do it. It's just rather
No.
being like I
He
can't
just
be
wanted
bothered.
it because that was the plan, and then he almost died, and then that plan did not follow through. That's why he's mad, because it's
Yeah,
related to
it's
his
really
code.
bad.
Sometimes plans go south or don't end as they were intended to.
That does not change emotions, Yeshivan.
Doesn't, and you are so valid in your frustration. I think in your position, I would feel the same.
We should use the reward money to buy a healer's kit.
I don't understand why you're upset.
Did you almost die?
No.
Correct. And then you will not understand.
So is it just fear of mortality?
No. It's fear of dying before I can finish something I want to.
I understand that.
People don't like to leave unfinished business. That's why we have ghosts.
Or skeletons. Actually, no, I forgot what I was doing.
We should really look into that, Rattle. Maybe there's a way to restore your memories, if you want them.
Do you think it would help if someone cast Speak with Dead on me?
I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
I've never had the chance to make long conversation with clerics. In fact, I haven't talked to a cleric at all, except for a few words here and there. If all of you are satisfied, I'm satisfied.
Yes.
We should head back.
But I absolutely agree, Rattle. If none of us here, except for Vidrux, can perform healing spells, then we must definitely find other ways to manage the task. Healer's kit sounds like an excellent idea.
Bursa, may I speak with you for a moment? Privately.
Yeah,
Come
we'll
on,
go and buy
Rattle.
that now.
All right. Go get your rest somewhere else if you're resting, or get ready to go, I suppose. And yeah.
Bursa. Why is the only time you spoke to correct the name of the Frost Maiden? To confirm.
You all speak a lot, and I don't know if I have much to contribute. That I knew.
Yes,
So
but
that
you
I
only
said.
speak with purpose.
I know of the Frost Maiden.
How much?
Do you remember when we were drinking the drinks for bragging rights? And I
Yes.
told you that I was an owlbear.
Yes. Confusing.
I will explain. I was born an owlbear, a creature that roamed this white waste quite happily. A group of adventurers, I believe were on their way to attack Oral, my mate and I intercepted them. My mate was slain, and I was turned with a spell I now know is a true polymorph into this. I would be a normal humanoid, but the Frost Maiden took pity on me or favored me. I don't know. I don't speak to gods like you do. But I am this because of her. But I owe her nothing. But I do know her.
I do know a thing about owing someone. When I had first come to this area, I was a bit more foolish, so to speak. But then I met a very friendly orc war chief who had looked out for me and taken care of me. They are no longer here. And I pull out a stone in my hand. But I keep them with me still.
And Bursa nods at that and unclasps her like big owlbear like cloak and kind of holds it. It's obviously much bulkier and bigger, but she tries to hold it in the same way that you're holding the stone. And just says, I understand. We take the things with us to remember and move forward with them. There is an honor in death. I'm sorry if the things I did on the mountain were upsetting to you or wrong.
I think it was because I did not trust you yet, Bursa, but I would say that has changed. The Drook's skull. And I put my arm out.
And she kind of looks down and quirks her head and blinks and then eventually smiles and clasps arms with you.
Eventually smiles and shoulder checks him into the wall.
Yeah.
Do you give your name as Bursa, or do you do the like owlbear noise for you?
I don't think owlbears have a sense of name.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I think like the identification is like, because it's not really like verbal communication, like she knows who her mate is from like the smell of them. So there's not really a way to communicate that.
I take it back. I will not try to I will happily stand between you and those that would try to kill you. My pettiness has been satiated.
Aww.
And I will guard
And
you.
he says that in character.
Yeah. Will guard you.
You buy a
as
healer's
well.
kit.
Yeah. All right, let's go find the others because
You need to
Yeshivan.
she like pushes you back down
Like,
onto the bed.
sleep, idiot.
Go to
Fine,
sleep.
fine. Just make sure Yeshivan's fine. Just make sure Rattle doesn't try to wear a person as a suit.
We
Or
did that
st-
once
or
when we
steal-
were coming to Bremen.
Or steel drizzt sword.
Who wants to carry the healer's kit?
Asleep.
Okay, goodbye. Do you need
Um,
food? Oh, you're asleep. She just gets up and walks away.
If one of our casters,
Dave, you
would
can
like
buy
to, that makes
you
more
can
sense.
buy a healer's kit if you want to. It's
What if
available
I
too.
want to steal a healer's kit?
Steal a kit. Steal two. I'll keep one in my pocket.
You can just say no if this is not an interesting thing.
You
and
can
not-
roll to steal one, but
Stealer's
you're-
kit.
I would like to remind you that if you are caught, you're not some random human, you're a skeleton. So, like, the consequences could be particularly dangerous for you if you are caught filching random crap.
Especially a healer's kit, which is meant to be used to help people.
Yeah,
Alright.
that's why it's so
You're
ironic.
you're very unlikely to get a slap on the wrist when they take off your helmet and ta-da, you're a skeleton.
You know what,
Give me a slap on
Rattle?
the wrist, I'll just take it off and hit them with it. No.
You're with me now, so just watch me work.
I just
And like I would like to roll something to kind of at least haggle the price down.
Sure, you can roll. You can roll persuasion. I'm not gonna make a big scene of like doing shop
Yeah.
stuff again because it's just.
Yeah. I just want to see if I can persuade them to give us this at only 13.
Yeah. I mean, you maybe get like a gold off the price.
Right, so-
Not a lot, but I can't
Yeah.
remember off the top of my head how much a healer's kit costs. So
That's fine.
25.
there you go.
25. So cool. I will buy the healer's kit. Put it in my thing.
Cool.
Have we actually got the money for that, Gabe? Sorry, I probably
I
should
have-
ask
I mean,
first.
you don't have 100 gold because you haven't seen Hlyn Trollsbane. She's the person who's gonna pay you.
That said, I
True.
had 37 gold.
Oh, yeah.
Because I pocketed the 13 that we got from.
From the
We have
pockets.
55 as a party gold thing, so I've been keeping track of that.
Cool.
Thank you. Thank you so much for doing that. It's true.
Go ahead and take that out. Coolio.
All right, cool.
Coolio.
Wonderful.
Yeah, I'm go ahead and get that healer's kit.
I'm assuming that you're all gonna take a long rest while Vidrex recovers, right? Like, get this
Mhm.
stuff, then go to bed, basically.
Totally.
So we'll just say you get rooms, you go to bed. I'm not gonna make a big thing of it because there really isn't anything to make of it. And you know that Hlyn is waiting for you in Targos with your money. You know, like she's back in the town you were in before because that's where she said she'd be. So, if you want to head out with your dog sled of rented dogs from Garrett and Keegan, you can and go back to Targos.
What's Boogie been doing this whole time?
So Boogie's mostly been doing his own thing, trying to like not get caught in this big human city.
Yeah, what's Boogie's day out like?
Uh,
Yeah.
he's been mostly hanging out in the tavern while you guys have been like doing all this stuff. He's made like nonverbal friends with a couple of like Kenku, and they've been having a great time. Like
Love that.
playing some kind of weird
Not
rock paper
talking.
scissorsy game. And he like hooks back up with you when you're leaving because you're his employer technically.
I settle up Boogie's bar tab.
It's like 5 gold. He's been paying for a lot of people's drinks.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, because
And I still don't know how money works.
it's
so
the
I did what I
easiest
had.
way to make friends.
Yep.
What a good boogie.
Yeah.
He's gonna be the most popular character in our entire episode, our entire show.
So you make your way back to your dog sleds where you like, you know, house them up with the kennel, the local kennels, and head on back to Targos, I guess. Unless you got anything else to do in Bryn Shander. I'm not trying to like push you in a direction, but
Yeah, I thought this was gonna be a fishing episode.
I assume that you want your money is the thing.
We
right?
do.
We do want our money.
Okay.
Pointedly, we don't bother telling the woman that one of her bodyguards is dead.
Oh no, yeah. Torga is just like she in the morning. She
Oh.
kind of looks upset that Sephic's not there, but like there's nothing to connect you to his death.
Someone probably like finds the body and tells her, and she's just like,
I mean, it occurs to you that there's no way she didn't know what he was doing, right? Like, because she's pretty close to him. In
"We
terms
should
of
have
like,
killed her too."
in terms of like, he's like wearing no winter gear. He's totally comfortable out in the cold and stuff, and yeah, he's just a suspicious fellow. It occurs to you that she probably knew what he was doing, but does it matter? Who knows?
Well,
You cannot stop all evil. It's impossible.
especially since we're committing someone as well.
Yeah, and especially since some of you are really evil. So you head on back to Targos. It is a long stretch of dog sledding cinematic cutscene, you know, with some like montage music over it as you travel across the tundra. You can't do that. Don't do that one. Yeah, you're gonna get us copyright claimed. But you make your way, and you see Targos in the distance, and you know close in, come through the gates on your dog sled, and bring the dogs, I assume, back to Garrett and Keegan, whose dogs they are. Keegan opens the door as he hears like the dogs arriving, and goes, "Oh, good, you came back. That's it's more than I expected from, you know, some people when it comes to this stuff. Good to know you're not those kind of people. If you need them again, you can rent them. First one was free, but I'm gonna have to charge you if you keep taking them." he says, and sort of like lets you go about your business. So the dogs are back in their home.
Perfect.
So you head over to the Three Flags, which is where you found Lynn the last time. And she's not there. But the bartender says, like, she'll be there within an hour. Like, she's been coming and going. She's got, like, her own shit to do.
We should, and Randall said this, we should put the head on top of the door so when she opens it, it falls on her.
The bartender gives you a dirty look.
Are you
Okay.
trying to lower the amount of money we would receive?
I just thought it would be funny.
Do that to people that are not paying you.
Okay.
So you sit around in the three flags. I don't know if you're pranking people with the severed head, but I
will be
I'm,
dad
I'm
with
trying.
jokes.
I'm trying to bond with them through humor, and it's just not working.
I like it.
And eventually the beclothed wintry form of Lynn opens the door and comes in, and she sees you sitting there, and she's immediately like more energetic, pulling her scarf off, revealing that like pale cold burned face. And she goes, "So, what do you got?" Coming up to the table.
Well, it appears that you are probably very likely correct in your suspicions that Suffolk was a ne'er-do-well. We believe that he was a servant of Auril, and, well, given what we had to face when we fought him, have every reason to believe that he was definitely doing murders in the name of Auril.
I knew that scab was up to something.
Well, he certainly did try to kill one of our own. With
Well, that proves it then.
I
it
did
took
tell him to.
Indeed, we coerced him, not even all that difficult to do, into trying to kill one of our own. He
I
seemed
believe someone
quite,
be swayed that easily into murder.
I think he got off on it.
So he's dead, or
Oh yeah, just like chucking the table.
she like looks at the head and goes like, "Oh, yeah, really dead. Okay." Puts it away and says like, "As promised." And she takes out her coin pouch and sets it on the table. Like, 100 gold. Split it how you want. It's all yours. Job well done. I'm gonna hope those murders stop.
So are we.
Well, maybe there will be more servants of the Frost Maiden.
And if there are, we'll root them out too. It's okay to respect the winter, but you can't go about killing people.
I look over at the group like, this is true? We don't just kill people?
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, there's like a general sentiment among, and like invoking Auril in a positive manner is like a thing that happens, and like people often have stuff to do with her and like respect her in the same way that like sailors have to respect Umberlee. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
like you can't sail without tribute to Umberlee. You can't roam the wastes of the tundra without tribute to Auril. Like it doesn't work. So there is like this certain respect for her, even though she is like a dark goddess. It's similar. The attitude is similar. But yeah, these murders were apparently too far.
All right.
So
Alright.
she pays you and lets you go about your business. Then like that's it. She's like, if I
Speaking of our business.
have anything else for you, I'll let you know.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Real reliable and all.
We
Thank
aim
you.
to be.
Speaking of our business, you were gonna say something?
Mm-mm-mm.
Oh,
Oh yeah. It's like what is our business? Sorry, you're not part of that conversation, but thank you for the goal.
she like wanders off to get herself some stew and then settle down for a bit.
Love stew.
Yeah, she's a stew. She's the best. She's the stew connoisseur of the Three Flags.
10 towns, one bowl. She's got a blog.
Look, yeah, exactly. She's tried all the stew from all the local places. You would know if you read her newsletter.
Love it.
It's
Yeah,
called
but-
it's called
How
much.
do we
It's called
subscribe?
Much a Stew About Nothing.
No.
Oh, nice.
I just watched Gabe's soul leave his body.
I mean, I'll be honest, I'm kind of about it. That's the worst part.
Oh man.
Worth noting. Level 3.
Yay!
Yay!
Love to see.
You have completed 3 quests within the bounds of Icewind Dale's 10 towns. You are level 3.
Shoot.
I'm gonna level at the end if I can get away with it, just because I know all my like sorcery stuff kicks in, and unless you want me to be a vacant, like just a full void in my analysis paralysis, I'll wait.
I
till
mean,
later.
if you want to, it doesn't matter. I don't think we'll have another combat, so you're probably okay.
If we do, I'll
Um,
just be bad at combat.
Yeah,
That's
if we
fine.
do, it's fine.
Sure.
But so you are level 3.
Sweet.
This is notably important, I believe, for like most classes because it's level 3. But
Yeah.
for Yeshivon in specific, there's like Warlock Patron stuff that happens.
Yeah, my pact. It's time to.
You actually have a pact now rather than
Yeah.
not one. Yeah.
Yep, and I get an oath.
And I will address that shortly.
Woo. Let me decide which one I want.
I mean, isn't a Light Eater pact? Isn't that the one you were doing?
Well, yes, but you get your pact boon,
Oh, your boon. Yeah, of course. Yeah,
so I get to figure out which pact I will be.
yeah.
Let's take bets.
So what
I
do
bet it's gonna be a tome lock. Tome lock.
I mean, it is what it is.
God, leveling up and only adding 4 hit points feels really bad. Or 15 health at level 3.
Woo! We love to see it.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Meta magic and more spells.
I picked mine beforehand. Would we like for me to reveal which one it is?
Of course,
Or should we leave
you're
it?
welcome. You're welcome to do so, Dave, if you would like to.
Okay, so I am going to use the UA revised subclass Phantom, which is about rogues walking a fine line between life and death, risking their own and taking the lives of others.
I love it.
So I get more
Phantom from UA. Very nice.
death-speaking kind of stuff.
Ah.
Whispers of the dead.
When you decide, Aki, do let me know. So that
All
I
right, give
may...
me just a second.
No, I'm not trying to pressure you. I'm just saying, like, don't narrate anything about it. Just tell me what you want, and I'll hook you up. But
Yeah, I'm just trying to get it to go back because I fucked up.
There's an interesting one on the Roll20 stuff that is Oath of the Dragon Lord.
ooh,
Ooh.
That sounds cool.
And
That
it
feels
even includes
good.
a pseudo dragon familiar. And just from like how the whole Draconic Pantheon thing and everything, I think I'm gonna lean this way, and then I'll get you the details so you have it.
please let me
specifically.
know what the fuck it is because I don't.
Yeah.
For those of you who are like joining us during this leveling set situation, I've kind of opened it up and I'm allowing sort of like UA stuff and like stuff from Kobold Press and whatever. Like we're kind of like having fun with it. So I don't know everything that is because I can't know everything that is, you know. So I don't.
Yeah, so I'm gonna look into what this is before I select it, but that's the one I'm.
But you're
thinking
sort
of.
of thinking of going that way. Got
Yeah.
you. Yeah. No, that's cool. Good.
And then more spells, more lay on hands, which is one of the most important things to me, I think.
Yeah, I think I like Pact of the Tome.
Okay, I will keep that in mind. Nothing happens currently, tome-wise, but feel free to fill it with things or what have you, whatever the choice is.
I get to choose 3 cantrips.
Yes, indeed. Our next long rest will prove fruitful.
Yeah.
Ooh. I sneak attack And
One
if there
of
is a
the
second
cantrips is called Eldritch Blast. Not Eldritch, but Eldritch.
Eldritch.
And
Nope.
it's stream of ice cold ale blast from your outstretched hands towards. Oh my god! It's cold damage cantrip. It's amazing. Sorry.
Oof.
What do
Done.
you? What? Sorry, what were you saying, Dave?
Oh yeah, I was just going to explain my combat thing that I get.
Yeah, do it.
If I deal my sneak attack damage, if there is a second creature that I can see within 30 feet of the first creature, I do half the number of sneak attack dice, rounded up. The second creature as psychic damage.
Oh, cool. That's pretty great.
Nice.
Yeah, so it like damages people, and then ghosts come out and try and kill other people. I don't know. It's pretty sweet though.
Sweet. So,
As ghosts do.
so party-wise, what is our plan moving on from Targos? Boy has already given you the quest in Targos. There are no further like narrative quests here, but there are nearby towns. Allow me to figure out which ones they are.
We did the Bryn Shander quest
You
too,
did
right?
you did the Bryn Shander quest because that was where Boogie came from.
Okay, cool.
Thank
you.
I just need to check what is nearest to Targos. So Targos, you can get to Tourmaline in 4 hours in the opposite direction to Bryn Shander, basically, in the circle. So maybe that's a point, I guess,
I like it.
to head to.
Okay.
I'm down.
Tourmaline.
Yeah, that feels like the general just going around trying to make ourselves useful.
My question is, do you rest in Targos before you like head on? Because you've spent like a couple of hours traveling here, and you've sat around a bit. Like, are you gonna take a day, or are you gonna?
I don't know. Is
head on?
an encounter part of the story going to happen to us if we take a
I mean,
rest?
I have narrative beats that I can make happen whenever I please.
I say let's rest the day.
I like that.
Yeah, I think we all need to like settle into our new special moves and all that.
Yeah. And I'd love to narrate some of that stuff as like narrative, not just suddenly having new abilities. It's always more fun that way.
Yeah.
So you get some space at the local inn. This one's kind of dingy by comparison with the previous one, because Targos is much smaller than Bryn Shander. And do you have private rooms, or are you like sleeping in pairs, or? I'm just interested in like the narrative positioning. I don't really mind about the coin or the whatever. It's just the story here that's interesting.
I think the
Absolutely
Drux is
doesn't
comfortable
matter.
enough to sleep in a pair or wherever.
Same.
Who's with who?
I think.
Dibs on Rattle.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's probably all
Rattleburst.
the Drux and Siobhan
Siobhan,
and
yep.
Bruce and Rattle. That's probably their usual
Okay,
pair
cool.
off.
Yeah, no, that sounds good.
Yeah,
So
we know each other longest.
the night is like leading up to going to bed. It's like mostly uneventful. This place is much quieter than Bryn Shander. There's not as much hustle and bustle. Like you see Scath again, that tiefling that you hate, Vidrux. Like hanging out with some of his like watchman cronies. And that's kind of like the most exciting thing that happens. Then you all go to bed. And so it's about the middle of the night. Pitch black. You've all been asleep for a couple of hours or what have you. You know, you're just taking a rest late at night. And Yeshivon, you hear a noise in your room, and Vidrux, if you want to be disturbed by this as well. There's sort of a sound of like air, like a not like a vacuum, but like a like something is coming under the door with like pressure, like a whooshing like sort of noise. And you're like brought back up from your sleep by this, Yeshivon in particular, as if it's in some way important. And you notice that in the middle of the room, this figure has started to form out of nothing. This like person-shaped darkness that is really, really difficult to see in the otherwise dark of the room, but there is like this void in space that is slowly forming. And if you just like stand and watch, eventually you hear a voice. And the voice says, "Nice to finally meet you, Yeshivon." And this like dark figure, this like void in space, this absolute shadow moves as if they are like a regular person, speaking to you as like a silhouette in darkness.
Nice to finally meet you too.
We've been working together for quite some time, and I was thinking it might be proper to introduce myself. I'm Siora. Now you have a name to the power you have been drawing upon. My power.
Right. Your power. Siora, I have to admit, I have been curious about you since first you reached out to me, and I know that the circumstances of our deal are probably less than ideal.
I've been expecting a lot from you, and you've been delivering less than I'd hoped.
It's not in my nature,
She leans,
but
this like figure who is like clearly feminine in voice, leans forward to you in like a, not like a bow, but like, you know, like really getting in your face. And says, "Your nature is not important to our bargain. You told me you'd snuff the light. And here you are hiding in a place with so very little to snuff."
I had to go. There was nothing left for me where I was. Everything I had was taken.
Well, you know what they say about difficult circumstances. One has to adapt. And she holds out a hand, like a shadowy hand. And it's clear that she, like the silhouette is wearing some kind of like almost tailored looking outfit with like tails to it. And she like raises her shadowy hand, and this, she like snaps it closed in the air, and this book just forms like a physical object in the shadow's hand. And it is bound in darkness, like actual shadow. The pages look like physical paper, but the cover is like as black as the silhouette holding it.
You love that Vanta Black.
And she plops it onto the desk next to you, just like slams it down, and pulls her hand away and goes, "I expect more. This is an investment in our future. Use it wisely, and maybe I won't be disappointed."
Well, if you are, you wouldn't be the first person. But I'll endeavor to make sure that's not the case.
The difference is, Yeshivon, my disappointment matters. And then she just gone. Like dissipates into the ground. But the book is there. It's on the bedside, basically. Bound in shadow.
Sick.
And I think that tugging at the other corner of their mind is the other piece of themselves that all Kalashtar have.
Yeah.
And they almost as if like the two are standing on opposite sides of a bridge. They kind of reach their hand out towards it for a moment, like just mentally, before withdrawing it and looking down at the book. And they put their hand on the cover. And as they do, the glow that they usually have almost seems to like darken into like a shadowy tint.
Yeah.
And their hair goes black. And then when they lift their hand up again, they revert back to their usual self.
Yeah, and you can feel like with that there's a feeling that comes of like hunger almost, like a yearning, like a desire to do something. And you're not sure exactly what that thing is, but it's there, and when you figure it out, you'll know, you know?
What was her name again?
Siora. Siora. And you would know, of course, as a Kalashtar, that this is a light eater. This is an undead creature of the shadow plane, whose entire desire is to purge all light from the world and eat it.
This is the price you pay for getting your family back and everything you've lost. Don't forget that, Alarin. This is how we go home.
Was the figure speaking out loud?
It was. There was there was a voice in the air. Yeah.
Cool. I do not. I'm gonna keep pretending to sleep, especially after that end part. There is no smooth way for me to dive into that conversation.
Vadrux, a mood.
I feel that. Stay quiet. And so I can fade out from there. If Aki is done with Yeshivon's narration, but you now have the bound Book of Shadow, which is your Warlock Pact book. I had something for each pact if you'd picked one of the other two. But yeah. So the rest of the night passes like relatively uneventfully. In the room with Rattle and Bursa, there is no disturbance. Nothing untoward happens, as far as I'm aware. And
when one of my features happen, I'll just tell you about it.
Yeah, and I would love to. I want to put it out there that I want to give this kind of attention to everybody, but I just had an idea for Yeshivon right now.
That's perfect.
Warlock patrons are my thing. But anyway, night passes uneventfully and you wake up in the morning refreshed. Even you, Yeshivon, you sleep quite well. Even after the disturbance. And so I suppose Tourmaline is on the agenda.
Yeah.
Is everyone well? To move on.
Doesn't seem to be anything else for us here.
How did you all sleep?
Fine.
Normally.
Like a newborn babe. No, actually, those don't always sleep all that well.
Yes.
I'll say not quite newborn, but definitely crib trained and sleep trained. Yeah.
Bursa's just giving you
it's
the weirdest
falling off,
look, like,
yeah.
what?
What the fuck?
I had no more visions of what I assume was the Frost Maiden telling me to die.
What?
Yeah.
Hey, you had one of those too.
Wait, what?
You've definitely
Yes.
also had one of those, by the way, Rattle, in the past.
Yeah, I figured.
It was when I was laying down unconscious. There was a voice telling me, don't get up, give in. Very blatantly, there was a what's the word? Middle fingers to the sky moment while I was unconscious.
Good job.
Thank you.
Context clues. All right.
Yeah.
Well, she must be worried.
No, I think she wanted me to die. But yes, let's go to the next town.
Mm,
Oh, worried about us.
mhm.
Yes. I am and it looks like he had an idea and now he's just chuckling about it in his head.
Yeah, humanoids are super gosh darn weird, and Bursa is just
So, my important question about your travel is: do you rent the dogs, or
We might as well.
or you
I feel like we have
or
the,
you
we have the
hoofing it?
money.
Yeah, you do probably.
But if we hoof it, we might get attacked, and that's great story.
I mean,
Yeah,
You
we
might-
haven't
you
gone
might-
on a nice walk.
you might get attacked either way. But the other thing is, if you rent the dogs, you presumably have to bring them back at some point.
Oh nah, screw that. Let's walk.
Yeah, that's a commitment I'm not ready to make right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, great. So you begin trudging your way through the snow towards distant Tourmaline. There is a montage of you making your way across the cold environs. It's a lot slower than taking the dog sled, but you get a good workout, powerful legs, And when you when you make it to Tourmaline, you enter through these like big wooden palisade doors and, come into this place that's like kind of guarded by some local sentries and what have you. You can see that there's a young boy standing on a box yelling about the local goings on, like a town crier with a bell. And he's like this little boy. And he yells as you walk by to the local establishment to take a rest. You hear him yelling. Local mine evacuated, workers out of work. Like kobolds overrun. Yeah, kind of stuff. And that's where I'm gonna end it for today. I think. That's
Sick. I'm here
We
for it.
love your kobolds.
Heck yes.
I'm looking forward to
what
that.
I'll do.
so good.
Cool. That one felt good. Yeah, that's the end of our show for today. Let's find out where all of you can find these wonderful people who play D&D with me here. Let's start with Abria.
Hi, I'm Abria Iyengar. You can catch me on social media at Quiddy, Quiddie. Just follow me there for my full streaming schedule because it's always a lot to keep up with, and I didn't write it down beforehand, so I just don't know what it is.
That was the shortest outro Abria's ever given.
And will ever give again.
Moving on to Gabe.
Hi, I'm Gabe James Gaines. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, and pretty much anywhere else. As always, you can find me here on Mondays. You can find me on Fridays on the Roll20 app channel at 10 a.m. Pacific time on my show Tabletop Table Talk. This week, I'm planning to talk to Jess, GoJG, about her one of her first real times GMing a session, especially while streaming it. And I was one of the players, and she handled it like a champ because my crew, this group is chaotic. They took it to a whole new level. So put her through the ringer, bless her soul.
And next on the docket, Aki, you wanna?
Hi, everybody. I'm Aki, and you can find me at Mix Genie in a Bottle on Twitter and Instagram. That's MXGININABOTTLE. And if you want to know what I'm doing on the Twitcher nets all over the place, you can check out my full schedule, minus all of the crazy amounts of one-shots that I'm doing this month, because there are a lot of them, over at my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/ShidareAki. That's SHIDAREAKI.
Got there eventually.
Yeah, my fingers are not warmed up for.
I respect it. Dave, you want to fill us in?
Sure. I am Dave _the_human on Twitter. If you'd like. The thing that I was alluding to in the intro to Gabe, we are allowed to announce as well. So before the session that we're going to be playing together, Gabe and I and some lovely devs from Roll20 are going to be making the dungeon that we're going to run, and that stream's going to be at 10:30 Pacific on that Friday. So we're going to try and show you how you make a thing on Roll20, and then we're going to run it afterwards.
So that's on the 23rd, right before us, right?
Yep.
Yeah, cool.
Just before.
Wonderful.
I think we run like nearly exactly into when we start. So,
and of course, there's me personally. You can find me at twitch.tv/distractedelf or on Twitter at distractedelf. Currently, most of my streaming stuff is being completely immersed in some Neverwinter roleplay that I'm very engaged with, or doing some Baldur's Gate 3 with my partner. And of course, it's not just me personally, but you can find this module and everything that I have used today to run this adventure on Roll20.net, where you can purchase the full module, the full Icewind Dale module that we're running, as well as token packs and maps and all kinds of good stuff. And if you're not playing Icewind Dale, I promise you there are a million other things you can do on Roll20. There are a great deal of games that you can play and watch and run and whatever, all the good stuff.
you can start for free too. You
And
don't have to pay for anything.
Start for free. I think that's everything. I'm gonna assume it is. I've done my outro, plugged Roll20. I think we're good. Okay, that'll. I need to make like a checklist I can go down when I do this. But anyhow, that's it for us today, my dear friends. Have yourselves a good one, and congrats to the raffle winner. And we'll see you later. Bye.